Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV as we get set up for Canada versus Latvia at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Of course, today we've got Spangler Cup action as well. Ambri Piotta has beat Kelpa Kiopio 5-3 in action earlier this morning. Davos versus Frölunda will take place at noon. So TSN advertising their Spangler Cup games as well in case that's what you want to watch. But today we are headed up to watch Canada versus Latvia live from Sweden for the World Juniors 2024 action as both teams look to continue today. And obviously Latvia looking to rebound after a 6-0 loss to Sweden, and Canada looking to continue riding hot after a 5-2 victory over top of, well, Finland, I guess it was. And now they're showing replay of Germany scoring a couple of goals here against Finland to beat Finland 4-3, the first time Germany has ever beat Finland in the World Juniors, and it was a pretty big weekend for them, that's for sure. Or I guess not weekend, weekday for them, beating them and obviously breaking that 0-for-25 stretch. Friends, welcome aboard Dolynny TV. For those of you that caught that Czechia versus Norway stream of mine earlier today, I am hurting unit today. Did not sleep very well, so if I start powering down at any point, you just know that's the reason. But we should be in for a dandy of a treat today. Obviously, Canada's offensive display should be on today against Latvia. I know Latvia only gave up, 6 against Sweden, but Canada obviously riding hot after a pretty good performance against Finland. Should be able to throw out quite a few goals for in this game. Canada, Germany, and Sweden all up there at the top of the group right now with 1 win apiece. Finland's at the bottom with 2 losses. And then, of course, you have on there as well Latvia, who is yet to play their second game of the tournament. That will be today against Canada. It was a big start to the day as well for Slovakia, who got a 3-0 win over top of Switzerland. So they've had a pretty good start to their tournament, I guess you could say, winning against the Czechs and then winning against Switzerland today. And obviously for them, they got some good goaltending by Guyana as well, who made several saves for a 3-0 shutout. So good day all around for some World Juniors, and I'm looking forward to obviously bringing you the commentary, the updates, and a little bit of play-by-play for this one today. Friends, if you're just tuning in, what I need you to do right now is on your way in, hit that like button on the stream. Again, something I didn't advertise much last stream, but something that if you definitely do that, it's going to help out getting a lot more friends in here throughout the duration of the stream. Not that we really needed that last game. Oh my goodness, did we have a lot of you aboard for the hockey game, but the Oilers will have to wait another day to get back to action, this live stream and stuff here on Dolynny TV. So Team Canada is going to have to fill the void for now, and I think it wouldn't be a bad time to get a bit of the whole country action here on Dolynny TV, that's for sure. So all right, we should be ready to rock and roll for this one, friends. Obviously we are 11:02, just about to get underway today from Sweden at 11:30 Mountain Time. So keep that in mind. It'll be 11:30 Mountain Time that things kick off here on TSN. That is where you can catch the game. If you're wondering where to catch the game today, it's TSN. And obviously if you're on what is going on here? Well, the TSN website just froze. My apologies. And there we go. That should, I don't know what I just clicked there. I don't know how I did that. What happened there? Live. Okay, my apologies, friends. Hitting too many buttons here. And we should be good to go now as we are ready to rock and roll. BOG and Owen, welcome in. Good morning to you guys as we get set up for Canada versus Latvia in about 35 minutes time. So puck drop scheduled for just after 11:08 today. Fighting uphill battle. Latvia's record in group play the past few years, 06, 04, pretty much have only had 1 win since 2006, and that was in 22, where they had the 1-3 record. In 24 so far, they are 0-1. But hey, good news is they should be able to beat Finland, right? That seems to be the going cause this year, is everybody might be able to beat Finland this year, the way they've looked through a few games to start this World Juniors. Canada obviously dummied them, and then Germany put them down rather easily. But Yeah, no, we should be set up for what will be a pretty fun hockey game today. I think Latvia versus Canada always is a good time as a Canadian because the offense comes out to play, unless it's that one random game that happened in the 2014 Olympics, but we don't talk about that. That was way too close for comfort for some reason, but yeah, we should be ready to rock and roll for this one. Oh, okay. All right. So it looks like, according to Kevin Weeks, that Atlanta is full on getting another expansion franchise in the NHL. They are just about to start figuring out who will build their arena district if they get it. So that'll be interesting to see what's going to happen there. So keep that in mind, that the Atlanta NHL movement is starting to come back around again. We'll see what happens there. But friends, as we go along again today, I will just be commentary and updates of the game. Unfortunately, I can't show the game to you due to copyright restrictions. I don't know how many of you have tuned into Dolynny TV before, but if you have, you know that I've got this good old Edmonton Oilers thing that I do here, and I pretty much do exactly what you're about to witness for the Oilers instead. And biggest thing is I can't risk losing that, and that's pretty much what TSN would do to me if they caught me live streaming their game. If I was live streaming the broadcast feed, I would lose live streaming ability. I would be at potential for a lawsuit, and secondarily as well, I would be booted off YouTube, as my channel would be goodbye gone. So friends, for those of you that don't know much about me, you're about to learn. Buckle up. It'll be a good old hockey game today, but I'm not that stupid enough to risk losing something that I've spent 10 years building here on YouTube just to broadcast a game that I know I don't need to keep you up to date with what is going on. So what I will recommend, if you are looking to watch the game today, friends, from your mom, from your brother, from your aunt, from your cousin, from your friend down the street, go up, figure out how to get a hold of their login credentials for their Shaw, their Rogers, their TELUS, their Bell television packages. Say, hey, you mind if I borrow that for the next 2 weeks? Go over to tsn.ca if you're in Canada, log into the website via those credentials, via a TV service provider. You'll get the games, you'll be good to go, and that's the way to do it. I promise you that. That is how you need to get hold of being able to watch today's game. That is the best way to do it. And I promise you that we'll get it to you for free, and all you have to do is maybe buy your cousin a 6-pack of beer or maybe a couple of Pepsis or something. So keep that in mind as we go along throughout the tournament as well. There's really, if you're in Canada, no reason to pay for these games when we all know somebody that has a cable package, and we can all get a hold of somebody that has a cable package. So that's all I'm going to tell you there, friends, as we continue along this morning. Watching Team Canada's warm-up. We are about 31 minutes away from puck drop this morning, so keep in mind that we will be a few minutes away from getting things underway. Macklin Celebrini had a great response, obviously, to the harassment he took from Finland. Rightfully so, though, right? You got the potential #1 overall pick in the NHL draft this year, and Finland came with a good game plan, trying to shut him down and seal him up, and he still busted through for what was the game-winning goal against Finland yesterday. So Celebrini looking to hopefully bring home another good performance today for Team Canada. As we continue along here, friends, I don't think there's much else we've missed so far. Kevin Weeks continues to give us the expansion updates here. I don't think there's much else really going on. Yeah, no, I think we are good to go for this Team Canada game. Biggest thing too is Repkov has moved up to a line with Celebrini from what I have seen. He was starting as the 13th forward yesterday and will instead now take over as a third line winger for Team Canada. So be interesting to see what the lineup looks like once we flip to the actual game coverage. So we'll see what ends up going on here. So as this hockey game gets set to start today, friends, Team Canada, obviously Allard scoring a huge goal for Canada yesterday. I believe he is undrafted currently, but he just scored a beauty of a goal from Danielson right in front. Put it home on the one-timer, no doubt about it. No problem with it either. And put home what was a very important goal for Canada in that game against Finland. And then we got a flashback here showing the Brad Marchand celebration, which is an exact same replica there. The short glass in the tournament back in the day. That's crazy to think that they played with glass that short back in the day. That's insane. But James Duthie and the panel getting us set for this morning's game. Jeff O'Neill has joined the panel this morning. He was not there for for Finland versus Germany, but he is there now for Canada versus Latvia. So again, friends, today probably a little bit more offensive explosion out of Canada than I think we got against Finland, and that's saying something because we scored 5 goals against the Finnish side. So it'll be interesting to see here what happens for obviously Canada against Latvia today, and Nate Danielson looking to be part of that offense as well. A goal and an assist yesterday versus Finland, and was named the player of the game for Canada in that one. I think still Celebrini had a pretty exceptional game to watch, and Rousseau was pretty fantastic himself in net. So so there you have it. And friends, for those again asking in the chat if I will be streaming the game, I cannot stream the game due to copyright restrictions. Again, I don't feel like getting into a lawsuit with TSN about streaming their proprietary material. So again, that doesn't seem like a really good idea at Christmas time, so that's not what I'm going to do. And secondarily too, is even if I don't get into a lawsuit, it would be potentially as well risk of losing my channel due to copyright on YouTube. So I will not be streaming the game, but trust me, for anybody in the chat right now that watches me regularly, if you can assure the folks that haven't watched Dolynny TV before, if you can assure them that we'll have them covered no matter what, we should be good to go. So that'd be greatly appreciated, because friends, I'll tell you, I'm not the greatest at everything, but I don't really want to sit here and promise you the best commentary, but I'm also not the worst thing you've ever watched. I'll guarantee that. Although this morning I am dying of tired, but it's tough to go here right now for it. So, no, when it comes to streaming proprietary material as a monetized channel on YouTube, it gets ugly quick, and I prefer not to do that at all. So here we go, friends. We are rolling along here into this next little stage of the broadcast. We're almost 15 minutes away from puck drop, but yeah, we don't want to risk at all anything stupid today. So no stream here, but I will have your up to the minute coverage of today's hockey game. I can promise you that much. Tristan, good morning to you. Go Canucks go. That's the big thing. This Dolynny TV thing has quite a large Canucks fan base following nowadays for some reason. Who would have thought that posting some stuff about Thatcher Demko puking in his mask would have done that, but that's exactly the case this year. As friends as well, what I would invite you to do is, if you're new to Dolynny TV, give me about the first 5 minutes of the first period, make your decision up there. But at the same rate too, if you want to come back and talk about the Edmonton Oilers with me game in, game out, these live streams, these are a hit or miss thing. But what I will tell you is when it comes down to it, I cover the Edmonton Oilers day in, day out. There's always usually something up about the Oilers every day, so definitely come on by and check out all the videos on the Oilers, all the coverage on the Oilers. And at the same rate too, I'll invite you to check out all the other stuff that I do in the past here on the channel that is quite exciting to check out, I guess you could say. So here we go, friends. I will tell you this as well. Celebrini hype. Let me get this going for you. Bing bang, and there you go. You should be good to go there to check that out. That will be a kind of a sampler for you. Good morning, Graham. Good to see you. I had a pretty amazing Christmas myself. Pretty roll around and do nothing at all, but worked out pretty good, I'd say, for the fact of what it needed to be. So give me a second here. Perfect. Good to see Buddy making some progress on the holidays. You love to see that. But friends, yeah, we are just about set for this Canada game today. We are now about roughly just about 25 minutes away from puck drop here this morning, as the guys are still on the ice for warm-up here. Canada versus Latvia, live from Gothenburg, Sweden, in a few moments' time. Thank you for being aboard this morning, friends. Do appreciate that as well. Definitely appreciate the support on the live stream yesterday. Probably, well, what will go down as the best live stream so far on Dolynny TV in the history of the channel, 10 plus years. So thank you if you were aboard yesterday for that, and I really do appreciate coming back today and being aboard for this today. So we are closing in on game time here. The big news of the day, in case you missed the World Juniors news this morning, Germany upset Finland. They scored their first ever victory against Finland. They were 25 games into their tenure against Finland and had lost all 25, but game number 26 was the special one. So yeah, no, that's good to see for Germany that the effects of guys like Tim Stützle, Leon Draisaitl, and JJ Peterka keep just honestly paying off dividends and benefits for the German national team. They've taken leaps and bounds ahead of where they used to be, and now all of a sudden they are looking dang good here in this tournament to open up, beating Finland. That is to say that Finland didn't look the greatest against Canada at times, but obviously too, Canada put on a pretty good dang performance. So we'll have to rain check saying that Finland was too good, I guess you could say. But as we keep going here, friends, I will always give you the measure of the watch time as well. Something you'll hear me talk about. That's just more or less my measure of how well you are enjoying the stream so far. And the fact that we've been live for 16 minutes and there's already 14.5 hours watched on the stream. That is outdoing most Edmonton Oilers streams night and day. So thank you again for being aboard this morning. Do appreciate you hanging out with me here during the Christmas holidays. For most of you, I assume today you probably didn't score the day off like I did. I was thankful enough that we ended up having a weird schedule in November, just kind of a weird glitch in the schedule, I guess you could say, at work, and that meant we ended up missing a stat holiday in November, and therefore kind of transitioning that time, reallocating it, I guess you could say, to the Christmas holiday. So that's where we find ourselves today, is me and the boys at the shop. We all have the day off to sit back and watch Canada take on Latvia at 11:30 Mountain Time. If you're wondering when the game will start, it'll start about 11:38 is when puck drop is officially scheduled for. But for right now, we got to just sit back and talk about the game, talk about anything you want to discuss. Scott, good to see you again. Glad to have you aboard. And of course, cheering for Canada. That's always going to be welcome. Today, I will definitely love to see if our friends from Latvia show up in the stream at all and come on by to say hi. That'd be great. That's something that I found weird about the live stream against Finland yesterday, although Finland fans, and this is no fault of their own, they are just they love the good times. When their team's doing good, they're going to let you hear it. When their team's doing bad, they're just going to mind our own business, don't need to cause any more chaos. But when their team's doing good, let me tell you, Finnish fans are loud, proud, and boisterous about their national teams. So we'll be seeing if Latvia, our friends there, show up here today to say hello to everything. So we are rolling along into this pregame portion. Obviously, we are now just over 12 to 25 minutes away from puck drop. They usually have the counter on the broadcast. For some reason, James Duthie doesn't seem to have the counter on there. Now it is 21 minutes away. So yeah, it says 12 to 25. I was somewhere in the middle. Caper, welcome in as we continue along here this morning, closing in on 20 minutes to puck drop. What was funny about it yesterday is they had the timer all messed up, and they actually reset the timer halfway through the pregame show. So here I am, just barely able to function in the morning yesterday. And no, indeed, they end up resetting the timer and backing it up another 10 minutes. And I'm like, no. And let me tell you, I went back to bed and had a good nap. I probably slept another about hour, no, well, what was there, 10, 11, yeah, I slept another hour and a half, so pretty rough go there for sure, as it was early morning. 5:30 is not the usual wake-up time on Boxing Day. I don't think I've woken up on Boxing Day or Christmas at 5:30 since that high off the ground, but yeah, no, you know what, it was a good game. Obviously, Canada took it 5-2 over Finland, and today we at least get to wake up this morning and enjoy ourselves a little bit of time to wake up before this game got going. Of course, the old coffee bar here in town was closed off, so I had to go pick up the old Starbucks bottled beverage from the old from the old gas station, but we made it happen and it's all good to go, and I'm feeling a little bit more chipper now. I've obviously got the tea to go with me, a little bit of tea and a little bit of sugar, and we should be hyped up to get going as I'm starting to feel the buzz hitting all of a sudden from the coffee, and we might crank into the old Corona Zero Proofs here by the end of this hockey game. You know, it's day off work. Obviously a good day to get things going, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here as Canada takes on Latvia. But yeah, I'm excited to see if we can go out there and do a really good job today or not. As obviously got to take care of business. Sweden took care of business against Latvia last time out yesterday, obviously beating them 6-0. So today's our chance, today's our task to do it. So got to get up and get it done, and we'll see if Canada does indeed have that in them today here against Latvia this morning. So yeah, we are just over 15 minutes away from puck drop this morning, friends, as Canada and Latvia set to get things going. Semi-final 2, Team WHL versus Team OHL, Easton Cowan, Owen Beck, and Leaf versus Leaf here. Friends, what else do we have to say? I don't think there's much else to really report here at current. Canada and Latvia, like I said, 11:30 Mountain Standard Time. I don't think there's anything too crazy out of that game for Latvia. Yeah, you know, there's no one that really stood out. For Canada, though, Maverick Lamoureux had 26 minutes and 8 seconds time on ice last game. That's pretty crazy. He ended up with 2 points in that one, and ended up with the empty net goal as well. But it was indeed Nate Danielson who was named player of the game for Team Canada last game. So we'll see who kind of stands out for Canada today, but I would assume that right now it'll be a good chance to see our friends from Latvia put in a good, decent performance, I would assume, and hopefully Canada can find a way to take it home here this morning. I don't think there's too much really at all that's going to cause Canada issue against Latvia, but again, taking your foot off the gas and playing like the US did against Norway is going to definitely cost you some goals in the standings. And if anything comes down to goals against or goals for, you want to make sure you go out there and just beat the wheels off the other team when you have a chance, and that's what we got to do against Latvia. Obviously, you get up 10-12 goals, you shouldn't have too much of an issue, but you remember, everybody plays Latvia in the group stage, and all of a sudden, if Germany somehow, some way finds a way to beat them, it could get really, really interesting just like that. So we'll see what happens here for Canada. Obviously, Sweden in there as well, and you got Finland, who is likely now to finish at the bottom of the group with Latvia. So that'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out as well. But friends, we continue along here this morning as we just welcome you all into the live stream. If you are new to the channel, welcome to Dolynny TV. We'll have commentary and play-by-play and updates of the live stream here this morning. So hopefully that all comes to fruition for us, and Canada and us have a pretty good morning, I'd say. Canada obviously going to give us something to cheer about on Wednesday. Like I said, if you are tuning in from work, let me know. I'll kind of try to pay more attention to the play-by-play than maybe the commentary of the game. If the majority of you are at work today, I can definitely kind of provide you more of a straight-up update than rather than just telling you what's going on, is make it a little easier to listen to in the headphones or on the speakers at work or whatever you're doing. So definitely let me know and we can figure that out. But you know, I think today's a nice day that I hope most people have off, to be honest with you. I figure most people would probably book off time at the holidays and obviously the 27th. And with especially the weird way it works, right? New Year's Eve and Christmas being on a Monday and Boxing Day being on a Tuesday. No real point in working the 27th, 28th, 29th. In my line of work, we have to work someday between Christmas and New Year's just to kind of make sure we get backed up on the calls and or caught up on the backed up calls. And I think that's where we're going to be today, is just sitting back, probably going to see a call and hopefully not get interrupted during this Canada versus Latvia game and have to go to town to get in the van. But Axel, good morning to you. You're hoping 15-0 for Canada today. I would not assume that is too incorrect. I would assume Canada's going to have a pretty good dang performance today. That much is for sure. Obviously, hope to see as many goals as possible, but at the same rate, you don't want to see Latvia just fold and give it up. So see what they can do. As Owen, good morning to you as well. as I'd like to see somebody giving credit to Latvia for potentially being able to score some goals. I don't know what the case is going to be today, but could get really interesting really quick. Friends, yesterday we finished with over 800 hours watched on the stream. Today we are not even to 11:25 on the broadcast yet, and we are already at 35 hours. So I assume we're going to be in for a good little hockey game today. That much is for sure. Obviously the stream numbers and you guys tuning along. For those of you that are new yesterday, have joined up and hit that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV, I'm going to assume that we're going to be able to sit back and enjoy, and you'll be around for a little while longer than potentially you were yesterday. So that will definitely work out nicely. And friends, Everett, welcome in. See, this is the nice part too. We're starting to see some regular faces coming into the chat here the past few days as well. It's been kind of a Christmas lull with the Oilers news. I know that we had that one big video last night go out there, and obviously it is critical that the Oilers try and take all 3 games on the California road trip. Doesn't happen. Who knows? We'll find out. But Richard, good morning to you as well. Shocked to hear about Germany beating Finland today. That result tells me anything can happen. Well, I'll tell you, Finland just does not look like the squad they historically have been. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's goaltending. I don't know what it is. But Canada melted them with physicality. And then Germany just pestered them and just would not go away. And Germany got the goaltending that I think is going to steal the show in the tournament if they got that every single game. So Matthew Wood has been demoted to left wing, or I guess 13th forward on the 5th line, and Carson Repkoff will play between or beside Celebrini and Braden Yeager later today. So Sean, good evening or good morning, good afternoon actually correctly said, from Newfoundland to you, as glad to have you aboard here, friends, as we should be ready to rock and roll here in about 10 minutes time for the hockey game today. And Everett, my score predictions. See, this is the first time the chat's been buzzing all tournament long. I love it. Everett, my score predictions today, simply put, Canada's going double digits. I assume that's the only way this game's going to go. So double digits for Canada. That's my safe bet. Again, for goals against, I think I liked Owen's prediction, 2 or less. Seems to be the way it would rally out to me today. And Scott, you are at work, so you'll be checking in on the stream periodically. That's all good, friends. For those of you that have to go in and out during work, that's good to go as well. I guess I forgot to mention that when I was on my little tangent about that, but glad to have you aboard for today's broadcast. At any point you can make it in. Janice, you're cheering for Canada today as well. That's good to hear. As you see, friends, I don't know how many of you caught it yesterday, but again, just to give you an idea, this is my Canada 2018 Olympics jersey. It's my first ever Team Canada jersey that I ever had. On the back is the cringeworthy 97 and Dolynny, which I've gotten roasted for multiple times on the old YouTubes here for. But yeah, you know what? When it comes down to it, it could very well be a big time game for Canada, whether it comes to goal scoring or whatever. So we are ready to roll and rock here in a matter of a few moments, as we are closing in on the last 10 minutes of the pregame show before we get to puck drop between Canada and Latvia. I don't expect, obviously, it to be as crazy of a crowd today in the stands, nor here in the live stream, just simply put because obviously the Finland loves to show up on YouTube for their guys. So you love to see that. But as we go here, friends, just to answer again one more time, I see we've kind of gained up to 250, so that's kind of where I'll answer. You will not be able to catch the game live here. Again, like I've mentioned earlier in the stream, there's the possibility of a lawsuit if I were to do it. There's the possibility I lose my channel, and at bare minimum there's also the fact that I won't be able to live stream for 6 months to a year if I were to be caught doing that, which it doesn't take much. The old YouTube system is pretty good at copyright material nowadays, so I would rather not lose it, considering we got Oilers playoff hockey to hopefully live stream if they decide to show up and do their job here in the next little bit of 2024. So friends, welcome aboard. I do hate to disappoint you on that front, but again, if you are new, take a moment, sit back, listen to the first 5-6 minutes of my commentary. Promise you it's not the worst thing you've heard when you can't watch the game. But what I will tell you as well, just to compliment to that one more time, sorry to those of you that have heard this a million times over today, but just to compliment that one more time, if you're in Canada looking to watch the game, contact your mom, your brother, your friend, your cousin down the street that has a cable package or a satellite package. Get their login information for their service provider. then proceed, right? Whether it be Bell, Telus, Rogers, Shaw, go over, get onto the tsn.ca website, choose login via service provider, and then go hit live and do all that, and it will let you watch for free with their login credentials. So I'm telling you, that's the way to do it. There's no reason, if you're in Canada today, throughout the tournament, to be paying for the World Juniors. We all know somebody that has a cable package. Get in there, get their credentials, get going, watch the game, enjoy with me. That's what I will tell you. That's the simplest way to do it, and that's the best way to do it. So that's where we're at. Kevin, you're at work. Go Canada. Well, I appreciate you being along for the ride here from work. So appreciate that all day. And yes, friends, if you are new to the channel, one thing I will ask, I've promised during this tournament I will not run ads during the live stream, other than to ask you periodically to hit that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Yesterday, 171 of you all told hit the subscribe button, which pushed me over 14,000, and now there's a good chance that we can push over top of 15,000 by the end of this week. So big thing is we got to get to 15,000 before the end of 2023, just because I think it's a point of pride for me to hit 15,000 based on the fact that we did 10,000 to kick off the year, and now we'll try and do 15,000 to close out the year right now. So Barry, good morning to you as well. Adam, how to watch it in Europe? That's a good question. Book a train ride to Sweden and go watch in person? Not to be sarcastic about it, but that's what I'd be doing if I was in Europe. I know how cheap train tickets in Europe are, so that'd just be my suggestion. If you're somewhere on the western side of Europe and you can get over to Sweden rather quickly, that'd be my best way to do it. But that obviously doesn't solve us for today's game, unfortunately, that's for sure. So yeah, no, we are gonna rock and roll. I will just play that subscribe graphic that I have every once in a while, and that's basically it. You should only be hit with one ad when you come into the stream, and then one or two, whatever YouTube serves you, and then you should be free and clear to sit back and watch me the rest of the way home. Because really, realistically, the numbers that these Canada games draw, there's no reason for me to play ads. It's much more worth it to have you hit the subscribe button and come back for the Edmonton Oilers content throughout the year. As friends, we are about to light up for Canada versus Latvia. They've got the pregame intro on our television sets, and obviously it was a huge game there for Canada yesterday, scoring what was a huge victory against Finland. And now we got to see if Canada can indeed find a way to do it again today against Latvia. I don't think it's going to be too hard to do, I guess you could say. But again, today you just got to go out there and earn the victory, number one. So hopefully Canada can get this job done today. So we are just lighting up again, friends. We are concluding the pregame portion here of the broadcast. So let me go over here and give you the exact numbers we ended up finishing with here on the pregame. That being 65.875 hours. So thank you so much for tuning into the pregame portion. Do appreciate you being aboard for the ride. Like I said, if you haven't already done that, hit that subscribe button, come on back. Tomorrow night we will have the broadcast of the Oilers game here on Dolynny TV with my play-by-play. I promise you it's a little bit better than what you're about to witness here against Latvia for Canada today, just simply because I know the names a little bit better and I'm a little bit more certain in myself when calling Canada versus Latvia. So there you have it. Skip, of course, yes, our troops over there in Eastern Europe watching live against Latvia as well. So appreciate those gents and ladies out there taking care of business out there. And yeah, no, we are about to get things going here in just a matter of moments. 5.5 minutes to go to puck drop, friends. And Board of Governors approves. So that's an NBA thing from our Cuban there. So tough go there for those guys. But friends, we are about ready to rock and roll. We got Gord Miller and Mike Johnson on our television sets right now, if you're able to watch, of course. And if not, I think you can go over to the tsn.ca website and find one of their radio stations and log in there and watch. Or I don't even think you have to log in to be able to get the radio feed of the broadcast, to be honest with you. But Canada as well today, one thing you have to watch is them to try and run over Latvia. Biggest thing for their success yesterday was running down Finland against the boards, against the corners, and the open ice, initiating contact, being physical from start to finish. And that was the biggest benefit for Canada all game, was they just kind of pushed around Finland enough to push them off their game and force them into uncomfortable territory in terms of fighting from way behind during the game. So we'll see what Canada can do today against Latvia, as we are now inside the last 3 minutes until puck drop, as we are just about to get things set for Canada versus Latvia here. Friends, good morning to you. If you're just tuning in, my pleasure to have you aboard. I'm Tyson. I'll have your play-by-play call and your commentary and your updates of today's game against Latvia. We are 4:20 remaining until puck drop here for those of you that choose to celebrate. DJ, good morning to you as well, and Tommy, good morning to you. I believe we've got everybody else so far. Lilo, good morning as well. I'm thinking we've got everybody now. So, Impulse, is there any pregame on yet? Yes, Canada versus Latvia has the pregame on right now. It's on TSN 1. That's where you can find everything. Again, friends, if you're just looking for which TV channel it's on, it's over on TSN. So if you have a sports package on your cable or satellite, you should have TSN on there. If not, download your TSN app on your Fire Stick and get in there. Like I said, just with the login credentials and stuff like I talked about a few moments ago. But 3.5 minutes to go to puck drop. Rousseau, who was very solid against Finland, will get the start yet again. He's another under 6 foot goaltender, 5'11" currently. Be interesting to see what he features for us again today. I believe he gets the start for us, so exciting to watch another guy from the Halifax Mooseheads, who from all accounts yesterday have had a very good start to the year, possibly have a very good World Juniors here for Canada. So we've got just a few moments to go until this hockey game gets underway. Macklin Celebrini will be set to star yet again. He was a fantastic piece for this game today, so against Finland yesterday. So I'll see what he has for us today. Alejandro, good evening, good morning. I guess I don't know what it would be. It's good morning here out west in Canada, but if you're in the arena, good evening to you, as I believe it would be about 7 o'clock in Sweden right now, as we're getting the game underway from Gothenburg, Sweden today, as it will be a pretty big matchup between Canada and Latvia here in just a matter of moments, friends, as both teams need a big result here. Obviously, Latvia would like to score some goals, so as their differential, kind of when they go to face up against Finland, looks a little bit better. But again, for Canada, you would love to just pile in the goals today and see what happens. As friends, we are just about to get things underway here today. Let's see what else we got. I just need to reply to a couple quick text messages. That's always the problem when I go live. Seems like the text messages just roll in. And let's just quickly take care of that. Sounds good. Plans for after. Sounds good. And there we go. Perfect. We should be ready to rock and roll here, friends. Text messages answered. Canada versus Latvia again. Right now, Nate Danielson and Maverick Lamoureux owning the top spot in terms of points getters for Team Canada. Maverick Lamoureux getting an assist earlier in the game and then icing it with an empty netter with about 6 seconds to go, I believe, to put it home. Or I don't know, maybe that was Patras empty netter, but no, it was good goal there for Maverick Lamoureux. And obviously, he played 26 minutes last game. He's big, steady Eddie right hand defenseman out there for Team Canada, and I mean, when I say big, that is not an understatement. He is a big boy. So we'll see what he has for us today in this one, as Canada and Latvia about set to get underway here this morning. Canada out there ready, skating around, just about to get things going. There's a heavy Canadian red contingent in the stands today, so those that weren't in the stands yesterday have shown up, and they are here today. They are set to get things going. Obviously, the other side of the stands look a little bit bare today, so interesting to see that. And we are about set as we will have referees from Finland, Czechia, Slovakia, and Switzerland for today's game. So referees from all over the place today. And Mathis Rousseau, 2 goals against, a .923 save percentage in yesterday's game, a 1-0 record in this Team Canada World Juniors so far. Lennard's Feldbergs, will get the start here for Latvia. So we are just about to get things going. Alan Letang, the head coach for Team Canada, and then Artis Abels, the head coach for Latvia as well. Artis Abels, I believe, has been the head coach for Latvia's World Juniors team for quite a few years running now. at least over the past 3 if memory serves. So here we go, face off at center ice here as we will get between Owen Beck and the captain for Latvia. The man on the ice zooms out, and obviously we've got a referee that has some very tactical glasses out there. Linesman push the Canadian and Latvian winger back, and we will have the puck drop, and we are down for today's hockey game as Latvia and Canada push the face-off back towards the Latvian end. Canada wins it ahead. Nice play by Allard to get it down low, and now this will be Danielson crashing and banging for the puck. That frees it up to Owen Beck, and this one goes to the far side corner as it's now picked up by Allard again. He's working down low. Beck sees it come up over top of his stick. Danielson plays it down low to Allard again. Allard will work off the wall and look to spin this one around. It's Latvia pushing it back to the point. Canada so far so good on the attack here early and often in this hockey game as this one comes down low into the Latvian zone. Canada thought they won the battle for the puck, but just barely battled off the edge. 34 seconds in, we will have an icing against Canada as Canada and Latvia are now underway officially. Ty Nelson, your 7th defenseman for today's game. As I said, I believe it is Wood, who has been derated down to the 13th forward today. Beck out there on the face-off wins it back for Lamoureux. This will be an interesting game to watch as well, to see how well Canada does on the face-off dot, because if they absolutely dominate the face-off dot, I would assume Canada is going to win a lot of this hockey game start to finish. Latvia rolling around the Canadian end in the far side corner. They've got it digging around there. It comes back to the point. Now this is a poke check here for Canada trying to get out of their own end. Can't seem to do it. Now near side pass to Lamoureux, as this one will come near side and bounce around. Latvia picks it up. Turnover right there, back onto the Canadian sticks. They'll bat it forward. Latvia again gets another turnover. Canada sloppy coming out of the corner a couple times over, and now Latvia will go D to D as they try to make the move out of their own zone here after regaining possession. This one worked back up to center. They will get across the blue line with Latvia, and they'll fire it in to the goaltender Rousseau, picked up there by Canada, worked back the other way, and they're cutting through into the neutral zone. 3-man attack, chipped off a stick there of Latvia, and it will come back batted into the middle of the ice. Canada picks up at their own blue line. This one will be worked now to the near side boards, tipped in there by Canada once again into the Latvian end. And that one actually missed a stick, so it'll be a nice and call with 18-19 to go here in this first period of play. Friends, welcome aboard to Dolynny TV. If you're just tuning in, glad to have you for the call of Canada versus Latvia this morning. Obviously it's 0-0 so far, so Canada and Latvia just starting this one out. 8-40 all-time record for Latvia in the tournament here at the World Juniors. This one a face-off scramble to the near side boards, batted off the glass, and this one back to center ice. Canada's going to tip it in there this time. McCowan gets it down low, but again he misses the tip, and it is instead an icing call against Canada for the 3rd straight face-off. So that's where we're at. We are rolling along here this morning. Sorry friends, I just need to quickly answer a text here as we should be ready to rock for this one in just a matter of moments here. As the face-off won back by Canada, they're going to try and transition out of the zone and get going here for an attack up the ice. Latvia, though, turns it over. So tough go for Canada as they're going to get a shot towards the net. Bounces in front of Rousseau. Doesn't work out beautifully for Latvia, so instead back the other way is Canada. Across the blue line, they're in on the attack. It'll be offside, and I mean Canada is struggling to get started here out of the gates. This was kind of my concern that Canada was not going to show up quite the way they needed to right off the hop, and that's kind of been the case so far. Is they've been slow to start. They've had 3 icing calls and an offside to kick off this hockey game so far. 17:47 to go in this first period of play, when 0-0 between Latvia and Canada. Obviously you are looking for Canada eventually to score some goals here, and quite in bunches against the Latvian side. Shot from the outside drifted high over top of the net and out of play from Latvia. So Latvia so far pressuring with the shots towards the net. They've got the only shot of the game, but they've also had a couple of chances that have gone wide of the net. So we'll see what happens here. 17:36 remains in the first period. Alan Letang kind of looking on the bench like, come on guys, let's go. We got this. We just need to get into second gear here. This first gear ain't going to serve us very well against Latvia, who's a pretty good stymian team when they want to be. Pretty much one of those teams committed to defense first overall. So this one in behind the net for Canada off the face-off win. They're going to try and transition through the middle. That's going to be a nifty little play there, a little bat to the forehand. And Canada dumped it into the Latvian zone, but it'll be dumped back into the Canadian end by Latvia. And again, still they haven't fixed up the lights in the Swedish arena here in Gothenburg. So we'll see if that continues to be a problem. There's a good shot on net there for Canada. I think it ended up hitting our own man in front though. And now this is going to be played down low. A chip pass right in front of the net. Couldn't quite hit the stick of the man trailing on the back door for Canada. And away back the other way is Latvia here to the attack. They're rolling around behind the net. Nice play there by Lamoureux to slam his man into the boards. Nice physical play to free up that puck. Now it's flipped into the near side wall in the Latvian zone. Canada badgering on the forecheck, trying to get going. They can't, and Latvia will pick up the puck curled in the near side dot. And a couple of passes here get the puck out of the zone almost, but a turnover there. Good work by Celebrini to harass his man. And that allowed Latvia a turnover at the blue line, and Canada was able to force it back down deep for just a moment. 16:27 to go here in this first period of play. Lamoureux with a big thundering hit there along the boards, and he's been a presence so far at this World Juniors for Canada. You look at this one, he kind of just collides up with his man and then runs him into the boards just like that, gives him the old what for, and ends up doing a little bit of damage there. Lamoureux with 24 minutes and 50 seconds time on ice yesterday against Finland, so I don't know where we got 26 minutes from on the TSN website, but again, they've kind of been questionable all week so far. So Latvia across, looking for the pass through the middle of the Canadian defense, can't do it. Here's Canada to the attack now in the Latvian end. A poke check off their stick will free it up to the far side boards. It's chipped out by Latvia back into the neutral zone. We've got 4 minutes gone here in this first period of play, and Canada's got it in their own end. They'll dump it down deep in behind Rousseau. Nice play by Lamoureux to just make a quick play to get rid of the puck, and now coming across the blue line, Canada's onto the attack. This one to the near side, puck picked up now by Matachuk. Matachuk will dump down deep again, and Canada will roll in behind the net. The shot to the middle of the ice there from behind the net doesn't result in anything dangerous on net for Canada, and this one gets going down low into the Latvian zone where they just pick it up and fire it back to the neutral. Canada and Latvia go for line changes here. Near side pass, and Canada's looking to move this one through the neutral rather quick. Shot drifted on to the Latvian goaltender. He makes the save. 15:20 to go here in this first period. Near side play gets rolling along the boards here, and they pick it up for a little bit of a moment. Did Canada. Didn't work out too well there, and this one now pushed back by Latvia, and they will work ahead out of their zone, full possession as they dump to the blue line and chip in just onto the tape of one of the Canadian players in their own end. Near side pass, 14:57 to go, and this one goes along the board. This guy was erased, was Owen Beck. Wood plays the puck. I was going to say Miles Wood. That's the wrong Wood there for Canada. 14:46 to go. Latvia's got a penalty upcoming, and Canada will get to the power play for the first time in this hockey game. 14:46 to go here in this first period play. 0-0 between Canada and Latvia. 2-1 the shots now for Canada, so we'll take that, friends. If you are tuning in for the first time aboard here on Dolynny TV, definitely would love to have you aboard as a subscriber. Of course, subscribing to Dolynny TV free, as long as you have a Google account or a YouTube account or any sort of thing to actually hit that subscribe button here on the channel. So we are off and set for the power play here, and as I said, I promise you we will not have any ads during your watch of the game because well, to be honest with you, there's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason. As long as I can advertise that subscribe button to you, that's really all that I care at the end of the day. 0-0 as Matejko takes a boarding call against Beck. Canada to the power play right away. They get the shot off. Scores! Top shelf Canada, 1-0 on Latvia. Just like 3 seconds into the power play, a win to the far side point, a pass to the middle, and just a beautiful roof job there for Canada. Puts home a huge first goal of the game. Connor Geekie finds the back of the net, a big time goal to put us up 1-0 just like that, and that's kind of what you expect out of Canada on the power play against Latvia. Just a perfect far side corner roof job there for Canada, just a perfect touch there from Geekie as well. Perfect pass over, and he puts it home, no problem. Blocker side on the Latvian goaltender. Of course, Celebrini draws a secondary assist on that one, so his good start to the tournament continues as well. Matachuk draws the primary assist, and we will have a 1-0 game and a face-off at center ice for Canada here in a matter of moments. as Connor Geekie and Team Canada makes short work of that power play. Barely 5 seconds into that power play to score a goal just like that. Canada, though, has taken an icing call, and we will have a face-off in their own zone, or else it was offside. Not 100% sure. We had just cut back to action, but Connor Geekie, look at that perfect set of that puck for the shot top corner, and he makes a beautiful puck home kind of situation there to put us up 1-0. And then a beautiful hip check there by Nelson, kind of takes out the leg. That will instead of being a hip check, it'll be a knee and call here against Canada by the looks of it. And the referee immediately put his arm up. Looked like he was going for the hip check, and then instead ended up taking a knee and call. That should be a knee anyway. I don't know what they're going to call it here, but yeah, no, that was a tough go as Nelson kind of leans in for the hip check. It might be a clipping call, actually, just kind of the way he took the hip over the player, although the referees are talking things over here. And Renee, thoughts on Slovakia? They are going to be a problem at this tournament. I will tell you, Slovakia is going to be a team to watch this year. Germany and Slovakia are going to be the most fun teams to watch at the tournament this year in terms of what they try to do. As looks like this referee is going to make a call here. And looks like he just made some kind of square. I'm not sure what that exactly entails, but tough go right there. As I don't know if that's a knee or a clip, just based on how that went. But you see here, boom, over and gone was the Latvian player. Albert, good morning to you. As we will have a power play nonetheless for Team Latvia. Canada obviously looking for a power kill here. They've made short work of the special teams so far. Alan Latang working it over with the referees on the bench there. 14:28 to go in this first period. Again, friends, if you are just tuning in, I'm going to one more time say, if you are new to the channel, as we have a brief moment to talk about it, consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Entering action this morning, we are less than 850 subscribers away from hitting 15,000, now at 823 away. So definitely at any time you feel like sticking around, especially for the Edmonton Oilers stuff, that's what I do full time here on YouTube. Would love to have you aboard for that for sure. So come on back, come check it out. Would love to have you aboard, that's for sure. Okay, let's do this. As that is a tough goal right there. 14:28 to go, and we're still reviewing this penalty here for Ty Nelson. They've got every single angle possible, and they still haven't figured out exactly what kind of call they need to throw at this. But friends, we continue along here, obviously, in what is now a 1-0 hockey game for Team Canada. Czech side bounced back against Norway today, 8-1 victory over top of Norway. So you would hate to see what had happened if Canada were to play Norway. I believe it'll probably be Latvia and Norway playing in the relegation round in this tournament. Obviously something that happens every single year. It'll be interesting to see if Latvia is able to stay aboard, or if maybe Norway is a better team this year than Latvia. That would be probably the biggest update. But yeah, no, Ty Nelson ends up throwing the hip check and taking over the leg of one of the Latvian players. That's pretty much what happened there, unfortunately. But 14:28 to go in this first period, and we still have a review going to this penalty. The fans are absolutely wailing on the referees here to get this figured out. The Latvian coaches are like, dude, I don't even care about this at this point. That really doesn't matter that much, because Latvia, even if they get a 5-minute power play, I don't think they're winning this hockey game by any stretch of the imagination. The referees are talking it over still one more time here, and Buddy that had his glasses on seems to have lost his glasses here. And 14:28 remaining in this first period. We have the largest delay I've seen so far all tournament. We had a delay there in the Germany-Finland game earlier today, but it still wasn't this sizable. Friends, to give you an idea though, as we continue along here, obviously that just means that we're live that much longer today, and that means we're just pounding up that watch time a little bit more. But as we go along here, just to give you an idea of where we're sitting at so far, about 169 hours on the stream so far. So thank you for being aboard here on the broadcast today. I do appreciate you hanging out with me. Always greatly appreciate when you guys decide to show up and tune in. Can never complain about that, that's for sure. And we will have all the Canadian fans excited, standing up and enjoying themselves here in the stands in Canada, or in Sweden today, as Canada's got a heavy contingent in the stands. There's some fans from Latvia, as they're all excited to wave the Latvian flag in the stands amongst the Canadian crowd. 14:28 to go here in this first period. Now we have the official call, and this will be the referee ready to rock and roll. And no, looks like the penalty was waved off there against Canada, so that's the right call. I'm going to tell you, there was no reason that should have been a call at all. That was a hip check that the Latvian player tried to avoid and ended up taking the worst of. So Canada will continue along here in this first period, 5-on-5, and it looks like there's somebody tuning in live in that game from Shuswap. Interesting. That's an area you hear a lot about as somebody from southern Alberta. And we will have a face-off in the Canadian end with, well, 1-0 your score and a 5-on-5 chance. So this will be a face-off botched right off the draw. And we will line up and redo it as the Latvian side kind of throws a couple of little nasties towards Canada right off the draw. Alan Letang pretty happy with that call, all told, as he should be, I think, when you get away with a situation where you thought it could have been a major because they were reviewing it, but instead they call it no penalty at all. This one played back down low, and Canada will get back in possession here. Geeky with the power play goal. Canada 2-on-1 right now. The shot towards the net, tipped in front by Beck, goes wide. Matichuk and Celebrini with the assist. Shot fired there wide into the far corner by Bonk. Picked up now by Danielson. He'll leave it at the high point far side. This one down low into the far side corner. Canada stumbling around the ice. That was an issue in the last game, was the ice to some degree. So we'll be interested to see if that indeed stays the case today, as Canada back the other way. 1-on-2. Danielson continues to fight for the puck. He'll play it down low, and this will allow Owen Beck to come pick it up. Allard will come and try and pick that puck up. He can't, and now play it ahead. Latvia will work across the Canadian blue line. He'll work to the far side, look to roll around, will the Latvian player, and now to the middle of the ice. The pass comes to the high point, near side, shot fired. Rousseau, his second save of the game, and that one a key one right there, as he makes a quick little save to hold on for a whistle. And now, after all of that time, we will have a stoppage in play for, of course, a TV timeout. It is Connor Geeky with the only goal of the game so far, that one for Canada. Friends, if you're enjoying the broadcast so far, you've been along for the ride for a little while, definitely make sure before you head out, or right now while you have a moment, to hit that like button here on the channel. That would be greatly appreciated, as we're up closing in on 30 likes on the stream so far, and we could definitely use that, I don't know, 100 marker as a good marker today, that's for sure, as we continue along here on the broadcast today. So we are about ready to get things going here for Canada versus Latvia, the back half of this period, I guess you could say, because we're still fighting through this first period. And I mean, we started late, it's 11:56, right? So it's 11:56 and we're not even fully through the first 10 minutes of the period. That's pretty wild, to be honest with you, at a World Juniors game. I know sometimes things run late, but that review was painstaking. It was a good review, and obviously a good effect for us, but tough go there to have to sit there and watch that review for that long. So 13:32 remaining here in this one. Connor Geeky, part of the Wenatchee Wild this year in the WHL. First round, 11th overall. Of course, Arizona 2022. So he's a big-time NHL draft pick, and we'll see what he brings to the table in this tournament for us. He's brought a little bit of offense, a little bit of danger to the Canadian attack so far. Obviously, I believe he is the top line center as well for the squad this year. Canada with a boneheaded turnover at their own blue line, though they will swallow up Latvia rather quickly, and Matichuk will bat it near side corner to Lamoureux, as they will try and start out now. Lamoureux will turn back at his own blue line, go back down to the face-off dots, far side pass to Matichuk, and now up the left wing, right up the center of the ice. He cuts right over to the near side, pass to Geeky, takes a weird deflection right onto the tape of a Latvian player, and Canada will pick this one up and roll to the middle of the ice. That hits a Latvian player in front, and here comes Celebrini. Celebrini pass over, the shot fired, scores! Canada fires it home, and just like that, a 2-0 lead, with both goals having assists from Macklin Celebrini, who is having himself a tournament thus far, as that was a heck of a shot wired home there by Canada by number 29. I'm blanking on the name here in a brief moment, but just what a play there to get it up the ice in a hurry. Just a weird, lucky, fortunate bounce for Celebrini, who's been elevated by the looks of it. He gets it over, and a shot there goes back of the net, no problemo for Canada. And we are up 2-0 just like that. As who is that? That is Jaeger getting it going. So sorry, I thought that was the top line because I thought Jaeger was geeky, but no, it's actually the third line. Finds the score right there, just wiring it home glove side on the Latvian goaltender, and just like that, we've got ourselves a 2-0 score. Repkov obviously has had a pretty good tournament to get the elevation of the third line from the 14th or 13th forward role, and now 12:44 to go here in this first period of play. Canada to the attack again. The shot glove save made by the Latvian goaltender. Celebrini and Lamoureux pick up the assist. So Lamoureux now up to 3 points. Sorry, he's number 13, now up to 3 points on the tournament. So too is Celebrini, who continues to create dangerous look after dangerous look after dangerous look here for Canada at this tournament. I can't seem to get comfortable in this chair this morning, but don't mind me. 12:39 to go here in this first period. 5-2 the score for Canada as this one's played down low. Pass to the middle of the ice there by Canada will come back up high, and now this one down low again as Canada continues to try and stretch out the Latvian defense in their own zone. Pass to the middle of the ice there, comes all the way to the far side or near side boards. Geeky's going to wire a shot, and that will be swallowed up by the goaltender in full-on maroon today for Latvia, and that will be Canada's 8th shot of the game. They've cracked them twice on 8 shots, and a big goal there, of course, for Jaeger, who scored the second goal of the game for Canada, and just a beauty right there, rifling it glove side, and then Geeky tries to replicate that from a different hand and just can't quite solve the Latvian goaltender that time out. So here we go, face off, one back by Latvia. Like I said, watch that all game. If Canada starts running away with the face-offs, that's where you know this game's going to be able to get won quite handily by Canada. Even if they lost all the face-offs, I'm sure they'd be able to control the play against Latvia. But again, you just don't want to be losing the face-off battle. That much I know as an Edmonton Oilers fan. Jordan, good morning to you, and Richard, welcome in as well. 11:56 to go here in this first period. Pass to the middle there for Canada. Almost escapes the zone. Bonk will fire the shot. Looking for the tip. Couldn't quite get it. They keep it in, does Canada. And now this comes on down low as this pass will go back up to the far side boards. Nope, it's going to bat around a couple of times. Canada keeps it in high point, and this will come back to the near side, batted back down below the goal line by Canada, and they have run around Latvia in the offensive zone quite a bit here to start this hockey game, and this one's still kept in. Bonk will just chip it to the open boards, pick up now an open ice look here for Canada. Shot fired just wide of the top near side corner, and this one will come back for Canada again to the middle. There's a far side pass to the dot. The shot fired blocked in front by Latvia, and Canada's shooting chances here so far this game have looked absolutely fantastic. 11 minutes to go. Canada's going to load up the shot, look to make a far side pass. Just a failed effort there, and this will be cleared out by Latvia. Back the other way, the shot fired down. Save made by Rousseau, and I mean, for him, he's had 3 shots, but they've been pretty easy so far. Easton Cowan's had a pretty good role in this game alongside Patras as well, as Cowan and his line mate says Patras actually ate a high stick, kind of a cross check into the teeth there off the face-off. And that's one thing you don't want to see happen. Obviously, he's a Boston Bruin. I wouldn't mind the Bruins coming back down to earth a little bit, but you don't want to see your Canadian players get banged up at the World Juniors when they're already playing in the NHL. So hopefully Patras is fine, not too much repair work needed on the bench, and he's good to go, as it looks like he's still sitting there, so he's good. Here's Latvia across the blue line. The shot fired, blocked in front. Canada swarms the attacker. Support comes in, blocked again for Canada in front, and this one will bat off the boards, picked up now by Celebrini. Celebrini will go to the far side. Now a good reception there. Canada's 3-on-3 back the other way. Shot towards the net. Save made by the Latvian netminder. And now a scramble in front again. Turned aside by the netminder for Latvia, as the Latvians are just kind of swimming around in their own zone here, trying to keep their head above water, and they just can't seem to get up ice in a hurry at all today, as Canada will pick this one up and transition up the middle of the ice. Nice little dancing moves there by Celebrini. He'll load up the shot. Just drifts wide of the net. And Celebrini has looked dangerous all game so far. As they're coming in down low, Canada's going to try and chip this in front of the net. They can't do it. Far side corner now picked up, and they'll just play it down low, try and complete the line change by the looks of it. 9:48 remains here in this first period of play. Latvia to the near side will bounce through the middle of the neutral zone, and that will come to the end of the corner in the Canadian end as Canada picks up, and Owen Beck will play ahead. That is kind of Danielson getting interfered with. He will tip it back into possession for the Canadian defenders. Up right to the blue line comes Canada, and they will try and transition right across into the attacking end as this one loaded up shot from the point, swallowed up by the Latvian goaltender, and we will have a stoppage in play with 9:21 to go. Canada now with 10 shots on goal. And friends, if you haven't had a chance yet to check out Macklin Celebrini and my little hype video I did for him here earlier this week, definitely hit this up on the commercial break. Friends, if you are tuning in for the first time, you're enjoying the call. I know it's not as great as it normally is with the Edmonton Oilers stuff, because much more I know the names and just a little more comfortable with it. But if you are enjoying and you want to come back for the Oilers stuff, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. I'd love to have you aboard for all things Edmonton Oilers here throughout the course of the rest of the year. Obviously, we're just about to transition into the back half of the season, and well, you would assume that the Oilers' best is yet to come in these last 51 games of the year. Friends, we will continue along here in a matter of moments as soon as the commercial breaks are done on our television sets. Again, if you are wondering how to watch today's game, what I will tell you is if you're in Canada, find somebody who has TSN on their cable package, ask them to give you their login credentials, and then proceed to log in to TSN's website with their login credentials if you can. So that would be the best way to do it. As long as you're in Canada, if you log in with TV service provider credentials, it is not going to cost you anything to log in. So that's where we find ourselves, friends. And a watch time update as well. I guess we could do that there for right now. 5483.2 divided by 60. How about that? 201 hours on the stream so far. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Do appreciate that. 9:10 to go here in this first period of play. Canada will transition back into the neutral zone, tip it ahead through into Latvian territory. That is not going to work out. Now this one will battle up at center ice. Canada sees it worked off the sticks of the Latvians and back into the neutral. D to D, Latvia will bounce it off the Canadian bench and back into the Canadian end, as that's just a big time stand 'em up hit there for Canada, pushing that puck back out into the neutral. And Latvia, like I said, all game so far through about 12 minutes has been unable to forcefully enter the zone cleanly into Canadian territory. So be interesting to see if they have a game plan adjustment here after the first period, or if Canada is just going to continue to roll away with it, as this should be an icing call. No, it will be Canada playing on. Lamoureux quickly made sure it was not an icing call, and then shielded the puck and made a quick pass over to Matechuk, who's wheeling and dealing around his own zone. 8:15 to go here in this first period of play. Matechuk's going to chip in down low. This is going to allow Canada to go chasing on the forecheck. So Voigt throws a big hit there. He can't get anything solved, and now Canada's going to roll around, keep trying to get the attack going. And that will be Cowan rolling with Patras here. And he's going to roll off the boards and try and spin. It'll be poke checked off his stick, but again, Latvia just doesn't quite have the foot speed to break away with it on that play. And Canada maintains possession until Latvia knocks the man down, and then God throws a pick on Easton Cowan. Rousseau makes the save from the slot shot. So that's about Latvia's best looking shot of the game so far. And here comes Patras. He will chip it up over top of the blue line and get on the attack. But instead, the linesman rules that he is offside. And just like that, we will have a stoppage in play. Canada offside with just a few minutes to go here in this first period of play. So friends, 2-0 Canada. Shots are 10-4. You'd expect Canada to have a lot more shots than we do, but that's not quite the case here. 7:30 to go in this one as Braden Yeager takes the man down, loses his stick. Kind of dropped it before he got the tripping call, but it looks like he will head to the box. Indeed, the back referee nails him for the trip on that one. Fair enough. And like I said, I was like, why isn't the play dead? But almost immediately, as soon as Canada touched it, the play did go dead. So nothing to worry about too much there. And now we will go to the penalty kill here with a few minutes remaining here in this first period of play. Yeager definitely did his best to try and avoid that one. He knew he was losing the stick, so he just dropped it. And then the Latvian player just kind of tripped up over top of the stick, and it was more so at that point for Yeager about avoiding the skate blades coming up. So now a face-off win for Furlong, who fires it around the zone. Latvia able to win possession at the high point. This one's going to work back into the neutral. A nice clear for Canada. They were 5 for 6 on the penalty kill against Finland, so watch for them to really do something here against Latvia. Probably shut them out on the power play, and that will do a lot for their percentages so far in this tournament. As this one's across the blue line, Canada's going to fire it back down low into the Latvian end. That one bounces, so the goaltender can't play it. Nice heavy forecheck there by Canada to get in on the penalty kill, and they will get the turnover. In fact, that one just drifted too far out of the reach for the attacker, drifting towards the net for Canada on the shorthanded chances. This will be 6:43 to go here in this first period. Nice near side pass now as across the line is Latvia. They kind of spin up off the play. Rousseau will have to deflect it away with his paddle. This comes back to the point. Latvia keeps it in. Again, that big ice is a detriment for Canada trying to clear pucks the way they used to. This one will come to the near side, back to the middle. That one cut off there by Canada and cleared out down the length of the ice in the Latvian end, where the Latvian goaltender again can't come out to play it. So tough go there. Of course, they were advertising the Rose Bowl, if anyone's into college football, January 1st at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So keep that in mind. And Thunder, thank you for hitting that sub button as well. I appreciate everybody that's hit the sub button so far today. Latvia continuing to roll around the Canadian end here on the power play. Canada chips it in front of their own bench. That goes in where the photographers are. That doesn't work out for either team. And now Latvia picks up possession, albeit tipping it just gently into the Canadian end more or less before it's fired off. A Canadian on the bench and out of play for a brief moment, and we will have a whistle here. Rousseau doing good so far. 5 shots, 5 saves, and Latvia blanked 2-0 so far through the first 16-18 of this first period, or I guess it would be 14-18 of this first period. All right. Here we go. 9th place at the 2023 World Juniors last year. Of course, they just barely defeated Australia in relegation. 5:37 to go here in this first period. 2-0 Canada right now, past the far side. Latvia will work up through the neutral zone now. They've got 1 second remaining on the power play. Chip into the far side. The man's getting in on the attack. This comes to the near side. Canada's going to pick it up now and start working. They've got the gears flying, and here we go. Canada maybe starting to fly a little bit more. Danielson, however, is offside at the blue line alongside Beck, and with 5:16 to go, we will have a stoppage in play here between Canada and Latvia with just over a few minutes remaining here in this first period of play. We will actually have a TV timeout. So again, friends, as I mentioned, no ads during these live games. What I will say is if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Trying to close out 15,000 subscribers to end 2023. We're well on our way. Less than, I believe, 825 remaining at last check, so we're getting close there. Obviously now down to 817, so thank you to all you who have hit that subscribe button so far here today. And just to say, it's been a pretty productive World Juniors so far overall. And let me just respond. Cool, perfect, and okay, we are ready to rock and roll here, friends. Back to action here. As like I said, I will just run those ads. That's all you will see from me for ads during the game. Obviously, when you log into the live stream or whatever, tune in, whatever you want to say, that's when you'll see an ad. That's just YouTube's default stuff. But for now, we'll keep going here as we'll have the face off to the near side. 5:16 to go here in this first period play. Latvia will scramble up the draw. Canada able to fish it back into possession. 46 points in 52 career games with Connecticut for Wood of Canada, who is the 13th forward today. Getting the demotion off the third line with Celebrini and, of course, Jaeger, as Canada will pick up the icing call with exactly 5 minutes remaining here in this first period of play. As Matthew Wood from Nanaimo, British Columbia, University of Connecticut, a first-round 15th overall draft pick of the Nashville Predators in the 2023 entry draft. So, of course, Nashville picking up Wood, and Nashville actually called up Yaroslav Oskarov today as well, who will get a little bit of NHL time with Lankin and potentially sick here for the next few days. Canada seems the Face-off scrambled up, but Matachuk able to win it back and basically get it going for Celebrini, who's going to play this down low to Jaeger. Repkov. Repkov's got Jaeger in near side, but it was instead a pass over far side to Celebrini. Celebrini now at the blue line, keeps it in. He'll dish off back to Matachuk. No, he'll use Matachuk as basically a decoy and then try and just find a pass right to the middle. There's the shot off the side of the net, or off the goaltender in front for Latvia, as that was a beautiful looking pass there from Celebrini as he just put it on a tape, and the Canadian attacker Repkov had a beautiful look at it there in front. 4:15 to go here in this first period of play as Canada continues on the attack here. They've got the puck in their own zone. Lamoureux looking to make a breakout pass ahead and find somebody to spring for an attack, as this one keeps going here. The attack to the near side, just kind of tipped on in by Canada, and now Latvia in behind their own net was able to come up with the puck. They, under duress, make a quick play back to the Canadian blue line. Canada seals it off there and quickly turns it over in the neutral zone. There's a lost stick in the play somewhere. Here's Latvia teeing up a one-timer. Comes back to the guy who was supposed to shoot. He couldn't make the play on it. Kind of stunned that puck actually at the end of the day. Found him. 3.5 minutes remain here in the first. Canada clears the zone, and Latvia will have to reset the attack, but they are just kind of having a hard go of it. Every pass seems to be just missing by a mile. So this one comes on down low. 3:24 to go here in the first period. Puck to the far side. Latvia will backhand down low into the Canadian end. 3:18 remains here in this first period. Near side pass now picked up by Canada as Luke Mellis has 21 games played with Fairbanks Ice Dogs. Shot fired towards the net. That one goes up over top, deflected in front, and now Canada will go to the far side. Played back to the middle of the ice now by Canada as they will roll to the far side wall again, playing it down low as they continue to just outwork Latvia along the boards and through the middle of the ice. And here's Latvia working along the boards now up into the Canadian end, although a good stick check there by Canada, able to turn back the attack again. Here's the attack for Cowan, off the pad of the goaltender for Latvia with 2.5 to go here in this first period, as this one will be chipped back into the neutral zone. 2.5 remain, and as Canada up 13-5 in the shot department for Canada so far. So this one in behind the net as they will roll the forecheck and come up with the puck near side pass. Warren going to drift a shot on net, blocked up and out of play, and that will be a stoppage right there with 2:12 to go. So it's only my second period all told epiphany of the day. Actually, I only ended up doing the first period of that Czechia versus Norway game. Simply that was the plan, just based on knowing that we had this Canada game at 11 o'clock to get to. It's the problem of wanting to start the streams half an hour early, is you want to make sure you get to it as soon as possible. So that's kind of what we did. Well, so far so good. A good first period here as Canada's got 2 minutes to wind down and potentially grab a 3-0 lead. And this pass to the far side's not going to find Matachuk sneaking down low. Geeky was trying to find him, just couldn't quite do it, as Minton's out there as well right now rolling along the boards. It'll be back to Geeky. He'll go down low, and now Canada's still trying to roll that far side corner and get the job done. Matachuk tries to play it up off the pass from Minton, but couldn't get the job done. And now here comes Latvia back the other way. They're going to get to the attack here, and that's just going to be, again, Latvia stymied and chipped down low is the best they can do. They have 5 shots through with just over 18 minutes of this first period, and Canada continues to come back the other way. This one across the blue line pass now for the near side. Geeky will fire the shot. Save made by the Latvian goaltender again. A good looking shot there for Geeky. He's already had a goal this game, coming off the wall now. Canada looking to the middle of the ice. Shot save made again off the pad. 1:14 to go, and it looks like we will have a stoppage in play, potentially a penalty upcoming to the Latvian player here. Trust me, you are not going to see me try to pronounce that last name. That is way too much of a handle for me to even attempt here, as we have a penalty for Latvia. Canada has scored 5 seconds into the power play. That's a hook there on Latvia a couple times over. Can opener that time on the Canadian player, and that still doesn't interfere enough to stop him from getting a shot on. Berozin-Skis gets the penalty there for Latvia. I said I wouldn't try it, but I figured I had to. We'll have a redo on the face-off here with a $1:57 gone, or $1:57 remaining in the power play here. So we'll reset the clocks as we will go right back to the 2-minute mark here. And Canada ready to get going as they are just holding up, trying to get this clock back to where it needs to be. And it's really a minute 14 and 2 minutes on the power play. That's all you got to do here. As they're looking, trying to figure this out. Again, we've had a couple weird delays here. That Ty Nelson hip check that ended up ultimately not being ruled a penalty. There's 2 minutes on the power play for Canada. So Alan Letang having a little bit of a chuckle on the bench about that one. They'll have the face-off down again near side. Latvia will fire it down the length of the ice to Rousseau, who's out to play this. And he had one really beautiful play earlier yesterday against Finland. He came out and played that puck quite well. Far side pass in front of the benches now. Canada trying to turn back and get the attack going. Near side over to Patras, who will get across the blue line. This one chipped back into the Canadian end. $1:38 to go here in this first period of play. 48 seconds remain in the period total. The power play still has $1:38. Sorry, my apologies. As Latvia will work to the middle of the ice, that's going to be cut off there, and Canada will come back the other way there across the blue line. Patras looking on the attack. He'll spin back, button hook along the boards, and then push down low, and this will allow Canada to the attack. There's another penalty upcoming against Latvia. Canada's got to let them touch the puck here, and instead Canada's going to try and go with the extra man, try and take this attack out here as that comes to the near side boards, and Latvia will finally touch up with 18 seconds to go. We'll have a $1:05 two-man advantage for Canada and a two-man advantage for the final 18 seconds of this first period. So Canada's going to try and do their best here to find a goal. Obviously, not a bad time. You almost might even want to pull out the goalie here if you have another face-off. 5 seconds to go. As this will be two Latvian players in the box. Bulins goes to the box for tripping that time in the corner against Canada, and Celebrini out there. He will take the face-off. Of course, he won the face-off and ultimately scored Canada's first goal of the game. And Minton's out there on the power play with him. Canada controls off the face-off. Geekie plays it off back to the point. Here's Geekie now down low to Celebrini. They got 11 seconds to work with. Near side pass to Matichuk, who's going to go back up high to Macklin Celebrini, who will spin off the backhand. And now it's a near side, far side situation, and the Latvian goaltender pounces on it with no time left here in this first period of play. So just like that, Canada goes up 2-0 after 1 period of play over top of Latvia. Friends, I'm going to go refill the water bottle and take a quick bathroom break, grab a bite to eat, and be right back. Again, if you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV, and I look forward to talking to you here in the intermission in just a few moments' time. All right, my apologies, friends. Just a quick little snack break there, as we gotta make sure we get that in every once in a while on the stream. As Epiphany was saying, it was a pretty early start for me this morning, so my apologies there. And Guitar Guy, my apologies for being absent there. Just had to dip up, like I said, for a little quick snack to keep going here, as we should be ready to rock and roll for this intermission portion of this. So we are good to go. So yeah, we should be ready to rock and roll for this intermission. Like I said, Canada up 2-0 over top of Latvia here in this first period of play. And obviously right now you got to hope for what should be a good second period. Canada obviously not with quite the goal scoring I think any of us expected in that first period. I was thinking they'd probably pop 4 or 5, but no, they're going to build up to the scoring this game. 2-0 though, both goals beauties. Geeky and of course Jaggers, both just fire shots right through, right, one top corner, one low glove, and just beautiful goals all told for Canada right there. So see what that ends up entailing here now for us as we will continue along in this one. Obviously Canada's been pretty solid so far, so too has been Macklin Celebrini. Friends, if you haven't just kind of heard my excitement for Celebrini, I will throw that in the chat for you as well here again. Something I will continue to promote, and obviously Celebrini has been pretty good throughout this tournament, up to 3 points now in the tournament, if not more. I think actually he has 4 if I'm not mistaken, but he's been pretty awesome for us, and we'll see if he continues that throughout the tournament here. And as well, friends, thank you for those of you that while I was upstairs hit that subscribe button as suggested by the graphic. Now up to 14,193, so 807 away from 15,000. That is absolutely insane to think that we hit 10,000 this year, and now we're about to hit 15,000 before the end of the year if all goes according to plan here. So we've got obviously Canada engaged in a 2-0 game. Rousseau's been fantastic so far for Canada. That's been the huge part of this game. Goaltending's been solid as per was against Finland as well. So we'll see if that continues to be the case here today. But hopefully for Canada, things continue to work out just fine. We can find a way to keep this goal scoring going. Macklin Celebrini with 2 assists, as I mentioned. Connor Begiki has 3 shots on goal, and Mathis Rousseau has 5 saves made so far. The Latvian goaltender, all told, gives up 2 goals in that first period and still has an .860 save percentage, for not all that bad. The only issue is, though, for Latvia, they've been to the box quite a bit. They're on a 2-man advantage, our Canada, to start the third period here. Ty Nelson threw a hip check that the Latvian player tried to avoid last second but was on the wrong edge and took the worst of it, but he did what he could do to try and get out of the way. So looks like did I miss a call? Hold on here, friends. Looks like I might have to try and send a call here in just a second, so give me a second, friends. I'll be right back. Well, friends, the good news is I don't have to go to work on a day off. That's a good old news. Of course, regular channel subscriber here on Dolynny TV calling me up saying, hey, what the heck, you mind opening up the shop so that I can get some stuff? But no, it's all good. We're good to go. We're fine and dandy. He's got it figured out, and we are fine to keep on rolling here, friends. My apologies. I was hoping to have a better intermission show, but a quick stop to eat, and obviously as well a quick phone call there has kind of scrambled things up. But we are good to go here in a matter of moments, friends. As soon as I tell you the old watch time numbers, how about this? Bing, bang, boom. And the other thing, 277 hours on today's live stream so far. So thank you for being aboard. Again, that's just my metric that I use to tell how much you guys are really engaging with the stream. And normally on the Oilers live streams, of course, if you hit that subscribe button and come on back, I will give the sales pitch for myself right now. I cover the Edmonton Oilers day in, day out. If you go explore the channel, you'll find a lot of Edmonton Oilers content that I've posted over the past 6 years. But again, I do this whole same kind of thing for the Edmonton Oilers day in, day out, and I'd love to have you aboard for it. And obviously, the metric I use is the watch time to judge every live stream, and usually the metric for a good live stream during the regular season is 250, so we are well and above that so far here today on this Canada broadcast, and we are only in the second intermission, or first intermission, going into the second period. So thank you for being aboard. Do appreciate that. Obviously, we're closing up here towards the second period starting. We're watching the highlights. Sweden doesn't play today, I don't believe. Obviously, they will get to action tomorrow. And then obviously to Canada, seeing here today that Slovakia has won a second game. Norway and Czechia were engaged in a game today, and it was Czechia that took that one rather convincingly, 8-1 over top of Norway. So tough go all told, but the big news of the day, truly, to be honest with you, is, of course, Germany beating Finland for the first time ever at the World Juniors in 26 attempts. That's what it took them to do it, but they did it, and they won 4-3 today. Czechia winning 8-1, obviously improving their record from the loss against Slovakia yesterday, and now we'll see what both teams can feature going forward in the tournament. Germany versus Sweden tomorrow, and then obviously Canada versus Sweden Friday. I will try and get to that one in the third period if possible, but it would appear that I do have to go pick up some family for New Year's Eve would be the case. So we'll keep that in mind here, but we'll keep rolling along here, friends, as we are just about through the intermission. I don't think there's really too much to update about it other than Braden Yeager with his first Jaeger bomb of the World Juniors. That's fantastic to see that's what they call him, scoring a goal here this year. And yeah, we've seen Team Canada jump out to a 2-0 lead so far in this hockey game. So friends, yeah, no, I guess Canada well on their way right now, as long as everything goes according to plan in this second period, and then you lock it down in the third to advancing to 2-0 in the pool play. And obviously you got to see now Sweden's probably going to be 2-0, but outside of that, it is going to be a toss-up between Germany and Finland as to who can kind of move up the standings. I think, though, it'll be Germany, Sweden, and of course Canada this year. Finland losing the game to Canada kind of doomed them right there. That was really the only way that pool, Group A, could have gotten interesting, was if Canada had lost to Finland. And now instead you've got a situation where Finland's 0-2 and they will pretty much take home the 4th seed. Latvia will be 5, Germany likely to be 3, and then Sweden, Canada 1 and 2. Who goes to where will remain to be seen, but hopefully for Canada they end up taking home the 1st seed, and then we're done and dusted and off and running with the tournament round, or the gold medal rounds of this tournament. So Jad, welcome into the live stream. Glad to have you aboard. As we are about to continue along here, friends, for this second period, it looks like we should be just about set to get things underway. And again, friends, thank you to everybody tuning in to that Macklin Celebrini video. Thank you very much. It means the world to see me, or see you guys tuning into that all that time later. I think I posted that pre-Christmas. Now all of a sudden it's absolutely blitzing along. But also to those of you that have hit that subscribe button today, about 150 of you again today. Thank you for doing as such. We're up to 14,200 so far today. So thank you for being aboard here on Dolynny TV today. That's one thing that I got to work on a little bit more, is being a lot more grateful for your guys' support. Let me tell you, it's been a crazy 2023, and I'm looking forward to a 2024 that is going to be absolutely insane, especially if the Edmonton Oilers can indeed find a way to make the playoffs this year, as we close in on 300 hours watched. We are just about to take home quite a start to the day, that is for sure. So that's the weird part about these live streams being so early in the day as well. Normally my big numbers for the days covering the Edmonton Oilers, if you know anything about Oilers coverage, games usually don't start till 6, 7, 8 p.m. at night here local time. So normally the YouTube numbers are all uppity around pretty much 6 o'clock to about midnight, whereas these World Juniors have kind of thrown that for a loop, and suddenly we're sitting quite weirdly at good numbers here early on in the morning, and then it goes quiet at night, which is something I'm not very used to. So we'll see how that rolls around the channel here over the next few days. That much is for sure. But yeah, no, yesterday was fantastic, and what I must say is thank you if you tuned into yesterday's Canada live stream, because that is now all-time the best live stream on Dolynny TV. So thank you for being a part of that. And today's live stream looking like it's going to go into the top 20 all-time here in a matter of moments. But Canada and Latvia are set to re-engage off the face-off. We've got the second period underway. Canada on a two-man advantage for the next 42 seconds. We're going to load up near side. Here's Minton back to the point, and now Canada's just rolling around. Matachuk to Celebrini, back to Matachuk, near side to Minton. Minton looking for the one-timer from Celebrini instead of Matachuk's got it over to him. The shot fired just wide on an absolute blistering slapper there on the one-timer from Celebrini, and now Matachuk will pick this one up in his own zone. He'll carry ahead, and he'll come right up the middle, chip into the blue line. There's Minton over to Geekie. Geekie will not see the pass come from Minton. A little deception right there. Now Geekie gets back to the point. 10 seconds to go here in the power play as Minton goes on down low. This will be picked up and worked back to Geekie, near side corner by the near side of the net. And here's Celebrini, the shot tipped on net. Scrambling the crease, and what a save there from the Latvian goaltender. That one indeed hit the post and just caused all kinds of chaos, and it was unfortunately Geekie unable to bang it home. Canada's up 2-0 here, friends, and I assume some of you tuning in here on your lunch break now as we get going here. A good shot on net. Actually, that didn't hit the post. It was Geekie fanning on it and putting it right into the goaltender. He did not have the angle to put that back in the net. And look at Canada, just unbelievable. Just can't believe they just gifted Latvia a save on that shot. That is a tough go. Canada wins the face-off. 49 seconds remain in the power play here. 19:04 to go. Overall in the second period, as we're going to wind down this second period rather quick today, I assume, because of starting on the 5-on-3 and Canada getting to work early, as this one's Patras far side. He's going to roll over to the support along the wing. This one back to the point, far side, now picked up on the wing again, far side, near side pass. The shot, the one-timer, the deflection, scores! Canada puts it home in front. A beautiful deflection there for Lard, who has his second goal of the tournament, and well, the third goal of the game for Canada on the 17th, 18th shot of the hockey game. Canada nets what is now a 3-0 lead, just a $1.07 into this second period. The Latvian goaltender beat again, and it's going to be a long night for him. I think we all knew that right out of the gate, but Canada with just some wild puck movement there, and what a slap shot there from the point. A beautiful wind-up and just a release there from Wood, who was demoted from the third line all the way to the 14th forward beat. He's out there on the power play, and it's a tip in front by Laird that puts home the 3-0 goal, and Canada will put us up in a good comfortable spot now. Like I said, it's just about coasting home after you get a few goal lead on Latvia, and you just keep pucks on net, and you just keep pucks away from your own net and don't allow Latvia to gain any momentum. And that's the case here. Right off the face-off, Canada's going to get right back to the attack. Bonk and Wood with the assist, and we have a penalty upcoming in the neutral zone, or something is a stoppage in play here against Canada and Latvia with 18:30 to go in this second period. Latvia is headed right back to the box, so Canada's power play already got 2 goals on the night. They will get going, and the referees again confer on this one. Oh my goodness, these guys just have to confirm about every penalty, but this is going to be a cross-check up into the shoulder area against the Canadian player. So that's what they ended up calling in behind the play, and then the Latvian player finishes them off a little bit as the Latvian goaltender's on the bench doing some kind of scorekeeping. And he will head to the box with the Latvian player for a quick 2-minute power play. And William, if you're looking to watch this in Canada, you want to watch it on TSN. That's where you would want to watch it. TSN is your play. If you don't have TSN, friends, and you're unable to log into their website without paying for it, in Canada, what I tell you, call your brother, call your mother, call your friend, and get their cable package login information. Bing, bang, boom, log into TSN with that. You will be able to watch the games for free if you log in via the service provider route. So that's what I'm telling you. That's the way you want to do it. Purple, welcome in to the game. Nice to see everyone tuning in. Well, it's been fantastic so far for Canada against Latvia, and here's the replay. They're going to call that a forcible cross check, as he definitely stepped up and threw the stick at him. As the stick never really rides up, thankfly, into the face there. But it was definitely a questionable play. And William Soundsman, yeah, I'm telling you, that's the way you do it. That's the best way to do it in Canada during the World Juniors. That's how I've done it the last 4 years, and it works perfect every single time. 18.5 minutes to go here in this second period. 17-5 the shots on goal for Canada. 18.5 minutes, like I said, remaining in a 3-0 lead. We're going to watch this replay a million times over here, as that's just a heavy cross-check up, and I guess maybe the stick bit him in the nose on the other side. That's a possibility there, as the Canadian player goes flailing a little bit as well, and the referees seem to have their call here now. So with 18.5, we were zipping by in this second period, and now all of a sudden we end up delayed, and we should have our call that will tell us what's going to happen with the Latvian player currently in the box. And looks like when they do the box motion, that means they're going to do a replay or a review of the play, and the referee here gets 2 minutes for play cross-checking. So we'll have a power play again for Canada. Of course, they were probably reviewing that to see if it had to be a major, but instead it is just a minor for cross-checking with 18.5 to go in this second period. Look, Mellis takes the cross-checking call, and Canada, a minute and a half in, is starting to frustrate Latvia. They're up 3-0. And here's the thing, Latvia knows that they've taken a lot of strides to be a much more competitive team at the World Juniors. So when it comes down to it, a good team's beating them up, they're not going to just shrink away from playing the hockey game anymore. They know what this means for their country. They know what it means for their hockey federation. So they are juiced up to get going. As this one comes back into the middle of the ice, Celebrini on. What a play by Celebrini to keep it onside. Just a beautiful drag at the blue line and then a little flip of the stick. And now Canada will set up the power play here as they go back to the blue line. Here's over near side Minton. The shot fired up over top of the net. A beautiful looking shooting angle there for Minton. And this is going to be played back down to Celebrini, far side over in front to Geeky. It'll be cleared back to the blue line, picked up there by Denton Matichuk, who makes a beautiful keep in, and then Geeky just missed a tap in right in front of the net. Back in front from Minton down low, and now this one continues to roll around. The team Canada guys continue to move the puck quickly on the power play. Celebrini has it just poked away from him on what would have been a quick backdoor one-timer if he would have been able to gear up and get it going, as Canada's across the blue line again, 4-on-2 into the attacking zone. Latvia supports back down low, and here's the shot jammed towards the net. Geeky wins the battle, gets the backhand all the way down low behind the net. And there's Wood out there now, and Latvia just somehow finds it in the middle of the slot and is enough to fire it down low to Rousseau, who's going to go out and spin this one down for Bonk, who's obviously had a pretty good game. He's drawn an assist so far on the last power play marker, and he's going to wheel and deal across the blue line. He's a smooth skater, that Bonk, and he will get it back to the blue line. Far side now comes the shot. No, Canada's going to think better of it from Patras, who will spin around one more time down low, back in front. Canada goes to the blue line. 16:40 remains here in this second period. Wood, near side pass to in front of the net. There's the shot, rebound opportunity, fired off of the post and out by the looks of it, the way that puck bounced down the length of the ice. 16:20 to go, and looks like the power play is over for Canada. Latvia picks off the pass back the other way. Good backtrack by Canada, and Bonk just levels the man right in the slot. And coming back now, Cowan will get the pass across. Looks like there might have been some tanglement in the neutral zone, and that pass just kind of bobbles off the Canadian stick into the paraphernalia, I guess you could say, of the Latvian goaltender, and he makes the save and hangs on. So Canada definitely rolling around, doing their job. So far so good in this power play, and unfortunately just couldn't cash that Geeky chance in front. But friends, if you're enjoying the game so far, definitely make sure to leave a like on the stream. That would be greatly appreciated. We're up just about 40 now at 39 overall. 11th overall pick was Geeky of the Arizona Coyotes in the 22 draft. Here now pass to the middle. The Canadians see it come out of the zone, and they will come back down into their own end. 16:02 remains in this second period of play as Canada will transition back into the neutral. Picked up by Furlong. He'll fire it down low, and that will hop up off the boards and out of play. So we will have a stoppage of 15:51 to go here in this second period. Owen Beck doing his best to keep the attack going this game. He started this hockey game off on the opening face-off, and they had a pretty good shift to start. So we'll see if the Owen Beck line, the fourth line for Canada, can find a way to bring some offense here in this game. Also up over 330 hours watched on the stream now, friends. So we're closing in possibly on 500 for this hockey game. 15:47 to go, and there we go. There's my voice starting to lose the oomph that it had earlier this morning. 15:40 remains here in the second. 3-0 lead for Canada. 19-5 the shots on goal. My goodness, Canada is absolutely starting to run away with this game, as was the expectation. You've got 3 goals through less than 25 minutes of play, and you'll see if Canada can indeed find a way to keep piling on the goal scoring here today against Latvia. Some Sweden fans cheering for Canada here. They'd love to see Canada and Sweden finish atop the group. As 15:30 remains now in this second period, Latvia will fire it up the boards. That will be tipped back down low by Canada, and that puck will create a little battle along the boards there between Jaeger, a Latvian player, and Lamoureux for Canada, as they kind of chip back and forth with cross checks for a brief moment. And now both players will go to the bench, and we'll have a stoppage in play. Here's that puck hopped up over top of the bench, so we have to redo here in a matter of moments, as some young Swedish fans looking on in attendance. 15:28 to go as Celebrini will draw into the face-off dot. He's able to scramble it to the boards. Latvia retrieves, however, and they'll just bounce up off the boards and back down towards the Canadian end. Cut off there by Celebrini. Back the other way is Retkov. He will drive to the backhand to the forehand, and he scores. What a move. What a power move from Retkov. Absolutely unbelievable there. The Latvian goaltender gets run, but just one of those Connor McDavid-esque power moves to the net, and that ends up scoring a goal. Huge for Retkov, who absolutely just dances around the defender and then dances around the tendy and just makes a power move there. Celebrini cuts it off, and Retkov around the defender burns him and then puts it home. The contact with the goaltender is incidental, because the goaltender's sliding over trying to make a pad save, and Retkov just a beauty power move to the forehand off the backhand, and that puck was already in the net by the time the goaltender made the chance to save it. I guess you could challenge for goaltender interference, but Retkov knows that one's going to stand up all day, as that was a beauty of goal. A tip play by Celebrini, and we will have a face-off at center ice, and that is going to be another point, the third of the night for Celebrini and friends. Again, if you don't know how excited I was about Macklin Celebrini, let me fill you in. Latvia immediately gets back to the attack. This one's going to be fired up over top of the net. I feel like most of you haven't watched that video yet, so hopefully that serves you well, as this one rolls off the end wall. Geeky's going to come up with it in behind Rousseau, and then a nice play by Canada in the neutral zone is going to pick this puck up and play it to the near side. Back to the blue line. Here's going to go down low. Canada will drag to the middle of the ice. Nobody's home at the high point, as that puck just curled off of somebody in front, and here comes Latvia back the other way. They're going to backhand, shoot the puck, and Rousseau makes the save right there big time to stop that one last second. Bernard, welcome into the live stream. Glad to have you aboard this morning. Or I guess now actually officially this afternoon. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that one's just a big time save there for Rousseau as it comes off the side of the net and almost bangs in. Would have been interesting if that was the case. Latvia was that close to taking home a goal here in this second period. We have 14 and a half minutes remaining to go in this second period. So Canada, Carson Retkov scores the 4th goal of the game. Of course, Macklin Celebrini already with his 3rd assist. Here comes Canada back the other way. The shot fired towards the net. Save made by the Latvian netminder. And he'll be in there for about 4 or 5 more goals before they figure to pull him, I'm sure. This is backhanded down low. and Canada will see this worked back by Furlong at the blue line for Latvia. Patras and crew winning the battle there, but will be indeed offside against Canada, and we will reset just outside of the zone. But Rekov with probably one of the more beautiful moves you will ever see in the I guess group stage of this tournament, as that goes right past the goaltender and a beautiful goal scored. So, and Richard, it is still morning on the left coast for another 8 minutes. You are correct. The British Columbian side of Canada, and I guess the Yukon as well to some effect, still sitting back in morning time. It's just about time there, but we've got 12:53 on my clock, and we're about set for what should be a good start to the afternoon. Now 4-0 Canada. Friends, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, though, please consider doing that. Like I said, my pitch to you is not necessarily for the World Juniors. Yes, I'm doing this, but it's a nice mental health break from these guys. Again, if you haven't watched the Oilers this year, you're missing out. It's been a trip, but I'd love to have you aboard for my Oilers coverage, for everything that goes on the channel here day to day, because it's been a fun battle for the past few years covering the Edmonton Oilers. And I'm looking to possibly add a little bit more to the channel here in the new year, talking about some other stuff, just having a little bit of fun with stuff as well, getting back to what I used to do back in the day. So consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around. Also trying to hit 15,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So Vaughan, Ontario for Carson Rekov. Club team is the Kitchener Rangers of the OHL. Rekov has 55 points in 31 games so far this year, 13:50 to go in this second period as Canada will get to the attack. That will be pushed back down by Furlong, who I think's had a pretty steady Eddie game so far tonight for Canada, or this afternoon, whatever you want to say, as this one comes to the far side. And this will work back to the blue line. Canada fires a shot towards the Latvian netminder. Big glove save there for him. And that's Canada's 22nd shot of the game. As Richard, you're looking forward to the squirrel suit coming out again. Well, I assume if Edmonton's serious about winning this road trip, we won't have to worry about it on the road trip. I'd like it to come out in terms of a happy squirrel situation again. We've had only one angry squirrel or sad squirrel, whatever you want to say, and one happy squirrel. Well, I'd like 2 happy squirrels this year. And for friends, when we have the next commercial break, I'll show you the squirrel suit. It's quite comical, actually. It's something that I did just to kind of alleviate the stress of a bad Oilers game one night, as Canada's still rolling around the zone. Gustav's Latvia just doesn't stand a chance. Yeah, that's pretty much the case anytime Latvia faces Canada, except for at the Olympics in 2014. That was a very nail-biter game. That was probably the most uncomfortable I've ever been watching Team Canada play a hockey game at a pro, I guess you could say, level. As this one comes back the other way now for Latvia, they will knock it off the stick of a Canadian, but the Canadians get back to it, recovering defensively, and now we'll transition back the other way as Latvia instead picks it off in the neutral zone. Then a nice, massive hit along the boards there for Donovan. Jordan Donovan's called, I think, for something here as he sent the stick of the Latvian player flying. Might have been offside, possibly. But it looks like Donovan is going to head to the bench here. And that was just a crushing hit here for, yeah, that was offside for the Latvians. And look at this hit here from Donovan. I mean, he punished his man, just absolutely ripped him into the boards. And Barrie Edmonton will pick up their game in the new year. Well, that's exactly what they've done the past few years. So I assume they will. But again, thankfully, we dug ourselves out of the deep trenches of no man's land earlier this season. So hopefully now we go out there and obviously just pile up the wins like we did once Matthias Ekholm came aboard last year at the deadline. 12:30 to go here in this second period. This one face-off just kind of pushed into the Latvian end by Canada, and then Latvia will push this one back to the blue line. Canada again trying to get the turnover. Celebrini's out there, and he's been an absolute horse in this one for Canada. As I mean, he's been out there working and running. And here he is back to the attack. He'll fire the shot, just clubbed it far right. I mean, I haven't seen a guy miss the net from that angle in a long while like that, but Celebrini, no hesitation to shoot that puck, and he's had a good tournament so far in this one, and he continues to try and do his job as he now gets this one back into the well, I guess the Latvian end of the ice. And Josh, I'm going to delete that comment because that's not necessarily how we talk in my comment section, but to tell you, you go over to TSN. Now, if you don't have the TSN website, Latvia, sorry, on the attack, they're pushed to the outside. But if you don't have TSN, what I will tell you is get somebody that has TSN on their cable package, ask them what their login credentials are, and then go to tsn.ca and log into the website. That is if you're in Canada. Don't pay for it, just log in using their credentials and you'll be good. Latvia giving up a chance in front to Canada. Here's an opportunity, and the goaltender standing tall, holding sway and making the 22nd shot of the game for Canada held off. So that's a tough go for Latvia. I don't know if we're going to have a commercial break. Not quite yet. I could use a commercial break here. Need a little quick bathroom timeout. As Dume is stonewalled right there. But Max, you are correct. Canada is absolutely running away with this game. Jordan Dume with 325 points in 193 career games with Halifax. That guy is dominating himself. 11:13 to go and Canada wins the face-off. This one picked up by Furlong. Pass in front there for the slot shot for Canada goes up over top. Again, they retrieve it, and I mean, Latvia is just kind of running out of gas here in this hockey game, and Furlong will drift back to the high point. And now this one backhanded down low by Canada. Man pushed off the puck there, and this one will be again Canada retrieving though. And this, the big thing is, they were talking about it in the intermission between Norway and Czechia, where the smaller nations seem to run out of gas midway through the game. Well, that seems to be the case here for Latvia. We're 10 minutes gone in this second period, and Latvia just does not seem like they can hang with Canada anymore. And it's just been kind of a tough effort for Latvia so far. They've taken some bad penalties, I'll tell them that much for sure. And it looks like that may be an icing call here against Latvia. So we'll continue to play on with 10:27 remaining here in this second period. Friends, if you are just tuning in, well, I want to take this quick brief moment in the action again. Like I said, no ads, but I will be pretty pestering you about possibly hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. If you have a YouTube account, free, everything easy to do, just click that button. If you're watching on TV, just flip up on your remote and it'll come up with my channel icon. Flip over there, click OK, and it'll give you an option to hit that subscribe button. However, Latvia wins the face-off off the icing call. Canada then flattens the man, dumping the puck in. Alaird's been all over this game so far, and there's a big hit for him, as this one's going to be picked up again by Alaird. He'll play to the backhand, and Beck saw picked off by Latvia just last second. 10 minutes remain in this second period. Now picked up by Alaird again. He'll load up Danielson this time. Danielson's been quiet. There's a good sneaky shot side of the net. Just missing by not too much. And now coming back in behind. It's Alaird trying to work the deception with the stick to try and push off the Latvian defender. Now picked up again by Danielson over to Beck. Beck will roll around and look to the near side. Picked up this time again by Danielson. He'll fire to the far side looking for a pass in the slot. Couldn't find it. And Canada's throwing the body every chance they get on Latvia here so far. 9.5 remaining in this second period. They'll spin off the check of the Latvians, who, like I said, they are just seem like they've been outworked so far and getting tired because of it. It's coming down the wing now. Canada again to the attack, and they will try and hustle off the Latvian defense. Can't do it. Now Latvia will pick up the puck and ice this once again. So we continue without a commercial break. Actually, there was no icing on that play. Okay, a perfect soft touch. And now here's Macklin Celebrini on breakaway. Scores! Backhand, glove hand side. Macklin Celebrini, a 4-point game. You knew as soon as he was sprung that he was going to make no mistake on that one. And this is going to be huge for Canada to put them up 5-0. At this point, you win this hockey game already up 4-0. But Celebrini now on a 4-point game, and what a head pass. Just right through the neutral zone and just tucks it. No problemo. Did Celebrini backhand on the glove hand side as he picks it up at the blue line, spins off the defender, and then goes bing bang right to the back of the net. And Macklin Celebrini having himself a game in a tournament. Now 5 or 6 points on the tournament so far as he continues to do things here. So the Canadians wearing the red and white, pretty fired up about that in their overalls. There's a couple of Toronto Maple Leafs fans enjoying this one as well. There's a kid wearing a Leafs jersey and possibly a Bruins hat, if I saw that correctly. But now it's 5-0 for Canada, and it's kind of getting into that demoralizing territory for Latvia, where they know they don't really have much left in the tank, and they're about to be done here today against Canada. As Macklin Celebrini still on the ice there, as he will get to the attack again as Canada continues to roll around in the offensive zone. And This one will go to the middle of the ice, cut off there by Canada, as this will be picked up near side pass to the middle of the ice. 5-0 Canada right now over top of Latvia, as this one rolls to Matichuk. High point, he'll dance off of 2 defenders, back over to Furlong. Furlong sees it come down low into the zone just on his poke check, but instead Canada will cut it off again. Here's another chance, tucked in on the net by Canada. That puck comes free off of Geeky's good rush. That was just one of those weird ones that you didn't know where that puck was for a moment, and it almost went back to the net. But a good looking chance here for Canada, and they continue to pressure, now up to 24 shots on the game, and they continue to just work around and do their thing. So they continue to attack the net, and I mean, Canada's having a fantastic game so far. So see what happens here. Celebrini doing good. And now Geeky wins the face-off. Canada D-to-D, Furlong will get it on down low, and this one played back in front. Dume just can't cash it home. And now Furlong cuts it off on the clearing tempo again. And Canada continues to roll the attack in the offensive zone. Far side pass, they'll look back to the blue line, dump it down low. And now with 7:38, the one-timer from the blue line stings the Latvian goaltender. Stays in as Geeky wins the battle off of the Dume hustle. This one now, Geeky will go around behind the net. He faked the Michigan pickup, and then he just bounces it off a couple passes back into the near side boards. Canada absolutely dominating as this middle of the second kind of starts to dissipate into the late half of the second period, as this one goes down low now, up high, as this continues to roll around. Minton just kind of dancing around here. Canada's got all kinds of possession. Latvia flat-footed, Furlong in front, tip-tap, right through the crease and into behind the net. And then Latvia fires it up out of play, and they will take a 2-minute penalty there. But I cannot believe Canada just missed that chance right there. We'll see the highlight of the Celebrini goal. But what a couple of plays there for Canada. Friends, I'm going to go quickly run upstairs and grab a bathroom break, and I will be right back as we continue coverage here of the Canada 2024 World Junior Championships. Alright friends, time for a Canadian power play. Obviously I missed 10 seconds of it, but they haven't scored yet, so that's good news as we will get to the attack again. Allard wins the face-off, but looks like he's going to take a penalty for closing his hand on the puck, or I didn't know you couldn't win a face-off with your hand. That would seem to be common logic though, so be interesting to see now. 4-on-4 between Canada and of course Latvia, so that's where we're at. Any plans to represent the Oil at Hockey Day in Canada next month, Richard? Where is Hockey Day this year? I don't know where it is, but if it's anywhere close, I might go out there and find myself a little bit of time, as this one keeps continuing on here. 6:47 to go. Buck 48 remains on the 4-on-4, as this is going to get going here with Allard going for the, face-off in his own zone, as that was a tough penalty call there for Canada. And we'll have this one work to the far side. Latvia will work back around, and now They will continue to try and roll around the Canadian zone. This one continues long. 6:34 in this second period, 4-on-4. 1:30 to go in the 4-on-4. And this one works back out of the zone now. Latvia picks it up. They will get to the defensive zone and try and hold on to this puck as they roll around in their own end, bounce it off the end wall. 6:14 to go in this second period, picked up now by Latvia as they get transitioning through the neutral zone. It looks like Canada kind of lost a step here going down to a 4-on-4, and Russo just made his best save of the game right there, hanging on and hanging in for a big time save. And Richard, it's in Victoria, BC. Unfortunately, I got no ability to go to Victoria, BC during the course of February, so we'll be hanging out here, probably broadcasting the game as per normal. 6:04 to go here in this second period. 4-on-4 will last for 1:05 if we can get a clean face-off off. We can't, so now we'll reset. Of course, we'll see if the clock needs to be reset again as well. That was an interesting situation last period where they couldn't quite reset the clock on a failed face-off to start the Canadian power play. Now this one scrambled up off the draw. Latvia fires the shot. Glove save, Rousseau, and it will be held on there, right there. So 6:01 to go in this second period. So as this one will be picked up now by Canada. Jordan Donovan will fire to the backhand. It'll be played back around, and now near side pass picked up by Donovan. He'll fire down into the Latvian end. They'll pick up though quite quickly at the blue line. 2-on-1. The shot fired off of Rousseau and off the side of the net for Latvia. Almost cheering for them to get a goal right now, and a pretty one at that. That would be fantastic. 5:37 to go here in this one, as this one will work back in through the middle of the Canadian zone. Latvia all of a sudden picking up gears here as they've been definitely pushing here on 4-on-4. A little bit more open ice, maybe a little bit more favorable to their playing style, as Donovan will be knocked off the puck, and this will be worked back to the blue line for Latvia. Their best chances of the game so far have come on this shift. The shot towards the net, drive in the middle as Rousseau makes another save there. Back to the high slot, the shot fired up over top of the net. And Canada continues to survive the Latvian attack here as the pass over to Donovan. Latvia's got a power play now for the next 10 seconds, but Donovan will pick up over the blue line and play ahead now. 2-on-1 for Latvia. Canada getting a little lackadaisical here, and the shot fired towards the net, blocked in front there by Furlong. Louding up is Latvia again. Shot to the side of the net. Canada able to clear last second, and now picked up coming the other way is Laird, who will get over top of the blue line into the Latvian end. He'll fall down. 4.5 minutes remain here in this second period of play, and it will come all the way back into the Canadian end. As Canada just struggling here all of a sudden over the past 2 minutes against Latvia to try and be productive, as this one comes back into the Latvian attacking zone, but they're offside, and we will have a stoppage in play. We have a quick commercial break. Again, friends, if you're tuning in for the first time here on Dolynny TV, I'll give you the sales pitch. I'm a regular, everyday Edmonton Oilers YouTuber. If you're into the Oilers, if you're into the NHL at all, strongly suggest you hit that subscribe button here on the channel. Would love to have you aboard for more coverage overall throughout the season. Again, you do that, you hit that subscribe button. Again, it's free, easy to do. So would love to have you aboard for more Oilers coverage. Again, if you missed my Oilers video last night, I will share that out to you right now, as we're talking about the Oilers road trip through California here over the holidays, I guess you could say, or through the New Year part of the year, as they're closing in on potentially getting a couple of big wins and doing a good job, obviously, getting a hold of some space in the division, I guess you could say. Let's go here quickly over to my live stream if possible and go back here, as we've got 143 of you aboard for the ride. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, as we'll go here. Oilers update from last night. Post that right there for you. Bing, bang, boom. And there you go. Have at that. As that was a big time save made by Rousseau, who has had to make a couple of them here over the past 3-4 minutes against Latvia, who's now up to 12 shots. Allard and the Latvian player are fighting off the face-off here. Matejko trying to battle out for positioning and obviously help out the centermen when they get going. So, and Mike, you're about 35 seconds faster than your stream is coming in. Yes, so YouTube has a 35 to 45 second delay on every stream. So what I'm saying right now, you're hearing 35 seconds after I say it thereabout. So that's kind of a tough go overall, but it works out. Obviously, Barry's regular here on the channel. He knows what it's all about when it comes down to watching the live streams and stuff. So it works out pretty well. Kind of, you guys back home, if you say a goal's coming up, kind of gets me more in the mood to call it and get up for it, and then I get you an even better goal call. And for those of you not in the chat, you kind of get jacked up a little bit more because of it. 3:40 to go here in this second period. 5-0 for Canada over top of Latvia. Latvia's come on the last, like I said, 3-4 minutes, but it's going to be tough right there. So just see what happens here on this face-off. But yeah, Mike, it's tough, but again, it works out actually not too bad. It's kind of nice to have that delay in case I need to get some kind of information before what happens next happens. Kind of think about it with no goal calls, right? If I'm absolutely hammering away that that's a goal, and then somebody texts me and they're about, say, 50 seconds ahead of me and they say that's no goal, confirmed, then I can be like, chill out, Tice, chill out, don't need to make an idiot of yourself. And that's basically all it comes down to. Latvia will ice that puck there. We have an advertisement for Tangerine Hoops, which is, of course, the Raptors versus the Celtics at 5 p.m. on Friday, friends, as we get back to basketball, we get back to hockey, we get back to it all. Team Canada guys all hyped up with the big hat and all. 2:50 to go here in this second period. Canada over to the far side, now near side pass to Bonk. He'll fire the shot, drifts in off a couple of skates and wide of the net. With 2:50 remaining here in this second period of play, Canada looking to pick up this puck. They'll play it back to the far side, and 5-0 the score. I'm going to have to quickly run upstairs and eat again. Kind of got the old appetite going. Here's a shot for Canada. Drifts up off a shin pad out of play, and oh, well, that's Savoy firing a good-looking shot there. He's had a pretty big tournament for Canada so far, but he's been pretty quiet tonight. Pretty quiet so far. Over in Game 2 in Sweden here. And friends, just to give you an idea as well, I just want to quickly, as I see we pop up on a milestone here, how about that? 406 hours on the watch time so far, so thank you for that. This one, puck played back the other way, and now Latvia will get a 2-on-1, but niftily played by Jake Furlong, I believe it is, who just defends that one almost to perfection. Now back the other way, here's Latvia spinning down low. Russo makes a key save again. He's had about 5 of those this period to keep Latvia off the scoreboard. Here's another shot. Latvian player just absolutely swarming Russo, and now instead it's the Latvian goaltender who has to play the puck on a quick paddle to make sure the Canadians don't crash and steal the puck with 2 minutes remaining here in this second period to play. This one played up along the boards. Canada will play it back. Celebrini's back on the ice now as he's going to load up the attack. Near side passes. It's going to be spun off a Rekov down low into the Latvian zone. Looks like Celebrini peeled off for a change. And now Canada will get Dume in the top line. Back out there with Geeky. This one comes down low again. Canada's only bringing back one returning player from last year, and that's Owen Beck, who's got more of a shutdown role this year. This one's flipped up off the glass and out of play, with Fraser Minton being a very important player here. So it's been fantastic so far. TAG, welcome into the live stream. Glad to have you aboard as well. And yeah, I do appreciate you giving the kind words about the play-by-play. It's something that I try to provide, right? It's a free service that I can provide, given that I have a little experience calling hockey at a junior level. So definitely a good situation here as this one comes down low for Latvia. They're going to fire up off the boards and to the high point in their own zone. Then they battle the Canadians in front of their own bench, and now Canada might get the turnover at the blue line. They don't, and Fraser Minton was looking for that one, just couldn't quite bite it there. 1:12 to go here in this second period to play. This will come on down to Rousseau, who in this second period will try and wind down this last minute to play. Mike, where's the tournament being held this year? It's being held in Gothenburg, Sweden. So I don't know if it's Gothenburg, Sweden, or Gothenburg. I'm not sure how to pronounce that surely, but Canada definitely doing good so far. Through the first 2 games of the tournament, through the first 5 periods, they've scored 10 combined goals. So if you score 2 goals a period, you're probably going to win the World Juniors. I will tell you that much at this level of hockey. If you're scoring 2 goals and only giving up 2 goals every 5 periods, so 1 every 2.5, you're going to win a lot of hockey games at the World Juniors level. 25 seconds to go here in this second period. Canada just flipped that puck in, and yeah, so far so good for Canada right now, as we've got 16 seconds to go. This puck rolling around their zone. They're trying to do their best, and this one will come back the other way. Beck turns it around and now over the line. This is going to be a shot back for Wood, who will fire the shot there. Far side, I believe that's one of the defensemen putting it into the glove. Ty Nelson, actually, the defenseman, putting it in the glove of the Latvian goaltender. And Budsy, Cold Lake Kid, thank you so much for tuning in to the live stream. Of course, that's a big compliment. I think there's people that have definitely done better over the years than I did over the time. But again, kind of the stuff that you and I were able to do over the duration of covering the Junior Bees as we did together those few years, we definitely achieved some very awesome and interesting things, friends. How you see this whole live stream set up here on Dolynny TV, that's basically the format we used to cover some Junior B for 2.5 years up in Cold Lake, and it was a good time for sure, calling some playoff hockey over the duration as well. But friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. We'll be back in a matter of moments. I'm just going to quickly go grab a bite to eat. Again, subscribe, like I'm saying. You want to come back, check out my other stuff, because you think this is half decent, just find out how good that other stuff is. Be right back. Thanks for being aboard. All right, friends, we are back for the intermission edition. Obviously, we are just about ready to get this third period underway and finish off this hockey game today and finish off the slate of games at this World Juniors today. Let me tell you, that's going to be exciting to not have to get back to another one today. That would be greatly appreciated. Axel, thank you so much for the dono, but obviously I forgot my water down here somewhere. I lost it. But yeah, no, absolutely. Canada is probably going to pump on the offense for you here in this period. I will promise you that. Canada is probably about easily to bump up the offense. Latvia had their last probably little burst of this hockey game, and now Canada is probably going to run away probably 8-9-0 in this third period by the end all be all of this hockey game. So let's see what happens here, friends. But I'm going to quickly run back upstairs. My apologies. I just have to go grab my water. I forgot her up there, and we'll be right back to it. Give me a moment. I will invite you as well, friends, to tune in to the, I guess what you could call the post-game edition of today's broadcast, but it'll be talking about the Oilers and the possibility that they might call up one Olivier Rodrigue for this California game stretch. Obviously, we're playing Anaheim and San Jose. So if you want a good look at a young goaltender riding hot in the AHL who's supposed to be, by every metric, the backup to Stuart Skinner long-term, 100%, I think right now is the time to call up Mr. Olivier Rodrigue, Ollie Rodrigue, as he's often known in Edmonton circles, as I think that would be very interesting to see Ollie Rodrigue come up and make this team for the first time. He has played a couple of preseason games over the course of the past little bit, but yeah, we'll see what ends up happening here. As yeah, we'll see, as well as Cold Lake Kid's saying as well. We'll have some live hockey broadcasts where I'll be actually in the rink calling the game during the course of the spring here, as it's usually every spring. I have a few minor hockey games as well as a few provincial minor hockey games called here on Dolynny TV. Just looking to shore that up. All right, here we go, friends. We should be almost ready to rock and roll for this hockey game. Game breakdown so far, 27-14 the shots for Canada, 15 slot shots, 11 cycle chances, and 6 rush chances. By every metric, Canada is running away with this hockey game. So we'll see what ends up happening here. But yes, definitely stay tuned. Look for that notification. Actually, friends, also, if you haven't done this and you have hit that subscribe button, but you haven't hit the notification button, which is that little bell next to the subscribe button, definitely make sure to do that as well, because that'll allow you to get notified when that video this afternoon goes live. I'm planning on pretty much loading up and getting that done as soon as the live stream is done today, but we'll see what ends up happening depending on what the plans are post-game this afternoon. I guess it will be. It'll be about just around, I guess, 2:30, 3 o'clock by the time we finish up this this hockey game. And Tanner Molendek, I'm surprised he actually didn't make it. I was assuming he was going to make the squad, knowing that I think he was here last year, wasn't he? I think so, but not 100% sure. But I've heard a lot about him over the course of the past little bit, so I was assuming he was going to make the squad. I think he was at the tryouts, but didn't end up making it. Honestly, to be truthful with you, I don't know where I heard the name, but I know that he's pretty hot shot, and I know that he should probably end up being here. But You know what? Canada looking good so far, and I would assume that will continue to look good during the course of during the course of the tournament. Let that smile tell you all. Yeah, but we are just getting set to start up, obviously, this third period here in a matter of moments. A couple of commercial breaks still, and then we should be good to go here in a matter of moments. He did make it, but broke his wrist in a pregame. Okay, that makes sense. See, that's probably where I heard the name all told. Yeah, so obviously, if he's not here, that's a pretty huge loss. That would be why Ty Nelson ended up joining the squad. That would explain that. I didn't have a full chance to stay up to date with all the pre-tournament stuff because this year, just the way it played out, it was kind of during the situation where I was still at work, working full-time hours before the Christmas holidays kind of kicked in. So my apologies there, not knowing what I was talking about. But Points North, thank you for the update. And Axel, thank you as well, as we are just going to keep grinding on through here in this late stages of this hockey game now. We'll see if we have anything to go on in this period, or if Canada's just going to kind of run away with this third and finish this one up 8-9-0 as I predict, and see where we go from there. But obviously Canada and Latvia, all told so far, doing their stuff. But yeah, as we go along here, Macklin Celebrini with 4 points in this hockey game, 1 goal, 3 assists so far, and he's been fantastic in this one. Jordan Dumais with 4 shots on goal, and Mathis Rousseau so far with 1,000 save percentage. Gillis TV checking in as well. So we have Budsy and B. Jilly in the chat as well today. 164 people. If you've not clicked the like button, yes, do not forget to click the like button, friends. Definitely make sure to do that. That just kind of, as we go along in this third period, will help people find the live stream that much easier. For those of you, though, that don't have YouTube accounts, you aren't able to hit it, so I assume that could also be part of the part and parcel with the issues here today. But again, friends, we are just about to get this game back underway. We've got the slot shot drill here with Matthew Wood, as he takes some passes and then gets the pass rotating around as he's going out there making the cuts on the ice and trying to find that open shooting lane, kind of showing off kind of the skills that it takes to make Team Canada as we're rocking and rolling. As yeah, no, it's been fantastic so far for Canada in this World Juniors team, and we'll see if they can continue to do so here today. As we got some highlights there, a penalty shot for one of the teams over in Davos, Switzerland at the Spangler Cup. Obviously that game started at noon. I think the Canada game was at noon. Let's go here. Actually, sorry, it was for London and Davos today, and Davos battling through, scoring some goals, and the referees are absolutely painted up in every ad possible. Davos up over top of Frölunda 2-0 right now, and Canada versus Davos at noon Mountain Time tomorrow. Now, what I say there is I will not be able to cover anything tomorrow when it comes to the World Juniors, simply because guys got to go back to work. Friday is a game time decision because I got to go to work till noon and then see what happens. Obviously, I wouldn't be home till about 12:30, so see if we can at least make it all the way to getting home and broadcasting something of the Canada game tomorrow. But as it sits, we're up 5-0 over top of Latvia in the second intermission. This is the last commercial break, and then we will be back to coverage of today's game here in a matter of moments, friends. As I'm still just kind of waking up, all told, today. This morning you should have seen me. I was in rough shape, that much is for sure. But we battled through and obviously got done that first period of Czechia and Norway. Just about forgot who I was talking about, but don't worry, I caught myself. And we're just about 450 hours watched on the stream, friends, so thank you again for being aboard. But I don't think there's much all we've missed during the intermission here. Don't think there's much all. Yeah, I think we're good. And yeah, nope, I think we're just watching highlights of Macklin Celebrini scoring his backhand beauty that gave Canada a 5-0 lead. So Macklin Celebrini, like I'm saying, a 4-point effort, 1 goal and 3 assists so far to give him 5 or 6 points. Ooh, bless me, on the tournament so far. So hopefully for Celebrini, he continues to ride hot as this game goes along. If he can find a way to make it a 5-6 point effort, that would be fantastic, as Team Canada would love to have him do some big things. Again, I'll suggest you out here, friends, if you're looking for Oilers news, let's go discuss that right there. That would be fantastic. Oh, sorry, that's not Oilers news. That's Macklin Celebrini. Wrong whatchamacallit. That's okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. That is the Celebrini video. My apologies, friends. I'll delete that if I can. For some reason, I can't delete all my own streams. Interesting. Okay, whatever. All good. As we'll keep rocking and rolling. Sorry, I lost myself there, friends. Canada. Shall we review the goal scorers so far? I think we should do that here in this intermission. Connor Geekie, 1 goal on the tournament from Denton Matichuk and Macklin Celebrini. Then you've got Braden Yager from Celebrini and Lamoureux. Then you've got Owen Allard from Bonk and Savoy. And then Rekoff from Celebrini and Celebrini from Wood and Matichuk. So Denton Matichuk now up to 3 points on the tournament. Celebrini up to 5. You've obviously got as well Rekoff having a pretty good tournament there, creating some offense. Allard's up to 2 goals. Lamoureux's up to 2 assists, and as well with Denton Matichuk and Maverick Lamoureux having some good defensive posture out there for Team Canada, although they kind of fell apart in one sequence, and unfortunately it was kind of fell apart there for Canada in the mid part of that second period, and Rousseau had to make some key saves, but it ended up working out just fine. And now Matthew Wood there for Team Canada, obviously coming up with a big assist, and hopefully for him he continues to play well, as he's had a good game and obviously a good tournament, but he was kind of relegated down to the 13th forward. But again, he's going to rotate probably with Rekoff for that 13th forward and third line position quite a few times over. So we continue along here, friends, just about set up for this third period of play. We've hit 50 likes on the stream, so thank you for that. And we are just about to cross 11,000 views on the stream as well, so much really appreciate on that, as well as we are just about set to get this third period underway. Face off at center ice. They've got the light show going here, and we are ready for Owen Beck to take the draw for Canada. He's started the period so far out there, obviously taking the draws for us, and now we will have the face-off down at center ice. And Beck will scramble up the draw, but it's Latvia that was able to win it back, and we're underway with 19:55 to go here in this third period play. Danielson will lead through the neutral zone, staying on side as Allard just barely, and then Danielson gets belted, and then Allard throws a big body check as well, as this one comes on into the far side corner. That's a hit there for Beck to free up the puck. Matichuk sends his man flying, puts it right onto the tape of the Latvians, who will go back to the blue line. That one chipped down low again. Canada kicks it away from a Latvian stick, and that's going to be Beck picking up. Canada goes for a line change. Beck trying to work down low, can't do it, and Latvia back the other way, 3-on-3. Nice kick save and beauty there, blocking that pass through by a skate for Canada. And now this one to the far side boards. Latvia picking it up along the wall. Canada spins it back, does Lamoureux, and it comes back into the Latvian end down the length of the ice. That will not be icing with 19:06 to go here in the third period. And if you're Canada, keep the puck moving, keep it away from the net, and just keep bleeding the clock as much as possible here. No silly penalties, nothing to slow down this third period. Get out of it unscathed without an injury, and you will be good to go. 18:49 to go. Canada picks up the puck off the end wall. They will start out back into the neutral zone. Shot fired down in the Latvian end near side, picked up there by Savoy, who will play on for Platros. Platros will try and get the turnover. It'll be poked over to Savoy right in front. Puck goes rolling by the open side of the net, just barely for Canada. Now far side pass, shot fired, looking for the tip in right near side. Couldn't do it from, I believe that is Dumais down low, or is that, no, sorry, that's Cowan down low for Canada. As now here comes Savoy. He will play back to the high point. Canada going D to D. Nice handles by Ty Nelson, keeping that one in. That goes around the boards again, knocked down low. 18:07 to go here in this third period. Battling off the wall is Canada. They can't seem to free up this puck, nor can Latvia, and now Latvia is going to come up with it along the wall, and Canada immediately hops on them and gets the turnover. Minton to the near side, the puck now to Nelson, back to Minton, he'll load up the shot, scores! What a shot there from Fraser Minton, just curls it around the Latvian goaltender to put us up a big time. 17:46 to go, 6th goal of the game here in the third period. Beauty of a shot there for Canada, that's for sure. Didn't I go upstairs and grab my water bottle? I thought I did. What am I doing? Losing my marbles. Either way, what a huge, huge goal there for Canada as Minton just fires it under the blocker side of the Latvian netminder, and we find ourselves a huge goal right there to put it up 6-0. Like I said, this one probably finishes 8 or 9-0 right here for Canada. So 17:46 to go. The face-off at center ice. 28-14 the shots for Canada as well. Latvia wins another face-off. They're going to backhand down low into the zone for Matachuk. Matachuk comes near side for Lamoureux, and Lamoureux will fire across over to Matachuk again. He'll drag across to the far side and tipped on down low, and now Geeky will come out and play this puck. He's not going to be able to do it. 17.5 minutes to go here in this third period of play. Puck to the near side boards, picked up again by Canada. Dume to the middle. The shot comes from Geeky, blocked. Now Lamoureux fires the shot into the glove hand of the goaltender for Latvia, and we will have a stoppage in play with just over, I think, 16 minutes left here in the third period as Canada loaded up a good shot, and that was a huge goal for Minton. Just a beauty of one, and have no fear, Canada is here. That's a great little sign to have at the World Juniors. 6-0 Canada over Latvia with 17 to go here in this third period of play. The face-off to the right or left of the Latvian goaltender. As this one comes back to the blue line, Nelson gets it played down low. Now the chance here for Canada. Shot fired towards the net. Rekoff just couldn't find the handle on between the legs opportunity. That would have been a beauty if he got that one to go top shelf. Now inside the last 17 minutes to go here in this third period play. Latvia tips it ahead. Cut off there. This one will be played to the near side, and this will be worked out again by Canada. Picked up this time by Rekoff again. He gets it over the blue line. Can't do it there. And now to the far side. Picked up, and this will be a shot fired towards the front of the net, blocked there by Canada once more, and the defense standing tall as Canada still harassed in their own zone. They're trying to get out of it. Latvia, good play there, and this will be picked up and played ahead, and now to the near side, played through the middle and shot back in, near side corner into the Latvian end by Canada. That one back, playing it there, tipping it ahead. Latvia trying to get out, knocked off balance, but still able to do it, and now the turnover loads up Wood. Wood's driving in on net. He's going to fire the shot. Scores! What a goal there for Canada. Just drive the net and good things will happen as Canada scores their 7th goal of the game with 16:09 to go here in this third period of play. Canada forces home goal number 7 as Wood scores a big one there. So sorry friends, just responding to text messages. As and Maddie's asking if it's going to go over 7.5. I don't know. I don't do the betting thing, but Canada's doing pretty good so far. 7 goals tonight against Latvia, doing a solid job, and just pushing that one through the netminder for Latvia, who's obviously had a rough game so far. He's going to be hung out there for the rest of the game, I'm sure. So this is it's got to be a no mercy game, Epiphany. That's what I was saying right off the top of the game. Tonight was simply for Canada. You have to go out there and score as many goals as you possibly can. New goaltender does come into the net for Latvia as Olaj or something like that. Ozls. There we go. Ozls. But we're back to action here already right off the face-off. Canada gets down low and fires a shot. 15:49 to go here in this third period. Canada's back to the attack, testing the new netminder early and often here. Matthew Wood gets his first goal of the tournament. He's had a fantastic start so far, and now Latvian and Canadian defender get tied up and push the net off the moorings as that will go down low. 15:45 to go here in the third period, and that's the big thing. Yes, for Canada, they desperately need the goal differential, because if Sweden or Germany beat up on Latvia, that's going to cause you some tough problems in the standings. So you need to go out there and get as many goals as possible today against Latvia. Obviously, the 5 against Finland really helps, and the +3 there as well really helps the differential. So hopefully we can go out there and score some more goals. But right now, things are looking good for Canada. 7-0 should be on their way to making it 8-9-0. 15:45 to go in this third period of play. Near side pass off the face-off win to Lamoureux, far side. And now you've got all of a sudden the Patras second line out there hoping to get things going. So as this one will come back to the middle and cut off there for an icing call. So we will have a stoppage in play. But definitely a no mercy game there is what Richard is saying as well. Adjusted for competition level, I would say no, because we should have double digits pumped into the net. Well, here's the thing. Canada needs to keep scoring and scoring in bunches. That would be greatly appreciated. And this one's going to come near side off the face-off, fired in by Latvia. Now picked up by Lamoureux. Lamoureux will fire to the far side boards. He's got picking up is Easton Cowan. Cowan in the middle. The shot drifts towards the net. Patras can't get there in time. And now this will be picked up again by Latvia and forced out of the zone with 15 and 10 ticks on the clock left here in this third period, as they will fire the puck towards the net. Will Latvia bounces around the zone a couple of times. Now comes to the middle of the ice again. Cut off there by Latvia one more time. Shot fired just wide as they were trying their best to find in the back of the net as Danielson sees it poked off his stick. He's had a good tournament so far, especially against Finland. Showed up when it mattered most so far to begin the tournament, and now the rest of the guys have carried the load today. Macklin, Celebrini especially. This one down low into the Canadian zone. Furlong is going to pick it up. He's got the puck. He's going to wheel and deal up and through the neutral. This one now into the attacking zone, comes bouncing off the boards. Picked up there by Geeky for a brief moment, but instead Latvia is able to work it out with 14.5 to go in this third period play. Geeky is going to load up again with Savoy, and there we go. Wow, what a move from Geeky. I mean, that is unbelievable. Geeky hits the 8th goal of the game for Canada. Just an unbelievable move to score it. And there's a man in a unisuit there for Canada, but my goodness, when it comes to describing that one, I'm sorry. It was just a touch pass and a beauty right to Geeky, who makes an inside-out move and then tucks it far side corner on Ozolaz, who just, I mean, had no chance on that puck. What a play there by Fraser Minton to get it over to Geeky, who just puts it no problemo back of the net for Canada. What a beauty of a move. And now all of a sudden, just like that, we are up 8-0. So, Ambati, there you go. There's your goal for it. And 14:17 to go here in this third period of play. Canada wins off the draw. This one picked up now by Repkov. And this one will come back down low into the Latvian end. 14:08 to go here in this third period as Canada continues to pump home the goals, the shots on net, everything against Latvia. Latvia up to 15 shots on goal this game, though, so they've definitely responded better than they did in that first period. As here's another opportunity for Canada. Backhand on Ozolaz. Save made for Latvia. Minton and Savoy draw the assists. And we will continue along here as just a brief stoppage in the stream. And back the other way now comes Celebrini. Celebrini to the open shot for Revkov. Scores! 9-0 Canada as they are pouring on the offense. And I think it is full-on meltdown mode now for Latvia. The backup goaltender unable to make any saves here so far. And Canada is jumping for joy in the standings, and or in the stands and in the standings here as they keep this going. As that is a beauty of a pass for Celebrini, who ends up grabbing, well, yes indeed, Celebrini, who grabs another point. Rekov's second of the game on the promotion to the third line. He's been fantastic, so too has Wood, but that's Celebrini. You know what? Ends up scoring his 5th point of the game. You like to see that for sure. And Celebrini having a good one so far. And now all of a sudden Latvia calls a timeout, and the Latvian coach is like, guys, come on, what are we doing? We can't be melting down in the third period. And all right, 16 seconds to go in this third period timeout for Latvia, and then we will be back to action as Canada has been absolutely rolling here in this third period. They came in, quickly put this game to bed, And now 9-0, Latvia is going to try and withstand the pressure of Canada, who is just going to try and now at this point run up the score the rest of the way home. You got to remember, the U.S. only scored 4 goals on Norway yesterday. Canada, based on their effort against Czechia, for Norway anyway, would run up the score at least 15, 18, nothing the way it's going. So this one's going to be tapped down into the Canadian end. And now Canada will pick up as a nice play there by Jaeger. We'll get it ahead for Owen Beck. Beck will see Allard spin it down low. 13:27 to go here in this third period of play. Picked up by Lamoureux. Now shot fired by Jaeger. Gets blocked in front. And this one will be picked up again at the Canadian blue line with 13:15 to go here in this period as Dume draws an assist on the Celebrini marker. Here's Beck across the blue line. He's going to fire the shot. Kind of selfish there. Chuck was pushing down low, but Lamoureux has to cover for the pinching defenseman and instead very easily cut off there. For Canada, it will be bounced off the end wall. And yeah, Canada is doing their thing so far. So this one's going to be continuing to bounce around the neutral zone. Latvia picking up a head of steam through the neutral. Nice poke check there for Canada. Nice work off the boards, and they will pick up the puck again. Jaeger tries to play it free. It's going to be battled at the blue line again. And this one works around to the near side and now picked up again by Canada, tapped up. And thankfully so far, neither team has taken penalties here in this third period. So that's contributed to the period moving on fast. 12:30 to go. Latvia sends a man flying into the boards. No call there. Kind of hit the ice and rolled in anyway, did Patras. And he will continue to roll around the boards here. How many goals does Celebrini have? Only the one, but he's got 5 points in this game. Pass to the middle there. Trying to get it open was one of the Canadian players there, but that didn't work twice over. This one now with 12 minutes to go here in this third period. See, I need my drink, that's for sure. I need my water. However, this will be continued to battle at the blue line. Latvia's offside, nifty of them to work that one down low the way they did. And Rousseau will come out to play the puck with 11:48 to go. We will have a stoppage in play. And friends, I'm going to quickly run upstairs and grab some water. My apologies, be right back. All right, friends, let's continue along here. Definitely, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, definitely make sure to do that. That would be greatly appreciated. And as we go along here, friends, we continue for what has been a good game so far for Canada. Obviously up 9-0. You like to see that. And hopefully for us, we can continue to roll and dominate the rest of the way home. TSN advertising tennis right now. Interesting that you would tennis. I think it's the Aussie Open, actually, is what they're advertising. That would make sense, but yeah, friends, we are less than 785 subscribers away from 15,000. Now Patras kind of comes in blindly at the bench trying to throw an innocent looking hit on a Latvian player, but he will sit in the box for a greasy interference call, and Latvia will now get to the power play. So they'll come near side. The shot down low is going to be cut off by Canada. And this one will work back to the near side boards. They continue to roll around here. Latvia, near side pass. Again, they'll go looking to the point. The one-timer coming, the stick explodes, and that exactly personifies the day for Latvia. And then, of course, back the other way comes Owen Beck. A Latvian player takes out the net. And that was a scramble of a play all the way around. Beck just about had a good-looking goal, but Latvian goalie gets crashed by his own player, Matejko. And that was a tough go there as he comes scrambling in. He dives down and then kind of takes the back foot out, snaps his stick, and in the process, basically, might have eaten the stick in the midsection. I'm surprised he got up so quick. That had to wind him a little bit. He kind of crashes rather quickly. Yeah, I lost a glove, everything on that play did Matejko, and there he is. That is tough to go right there. So 11:19 remaining here in this third period of play. Matejko will go to the bench and sit down. And now we will have the face-off in the lap. No, Matejko will continue out there. He's not going to worry about nothing. We're going to be fine and dandy with that. 11:19 to go here in this third period of play, friends. Latvia continues on the power play for $1.30 here in this third period power play. 11:19 to go in the third, all told. Latvia will see the face-off to the right of the young goaltender for Latvia. And we will now have the face-off down. Canada in the attack position off the face-off. Kind of 1-1-2 off the face-off there, trying to defend while also get the one-timer off if possible. This one's going to be chipped down low into the far side. Latvia will see this one rolled around the boards and now picked up by the Canadian defense, as they're going to try and work this one back to the blue line, or at least out of the zone if they can, at a really good situation. This one, though, Latvia is going to work it back to the blue line near side. Played on down in the near side corner. Canada sees a supporting man in the far side corner. Latvia starts rolling the offensive attack. Canada gets a good stick lift off and then drills man into the end wall. And that's going to allow Latvia to pass the puck back to the blue line. Bad communication there at the blue line. Ends up losing them there. So this one ends up going down low for Latvia in their own end with 40 seconds remaining here in this third period power play for Latvia, with just over 10 minutes remaining in the period. This one in the near side corner. Latvia will drag back to the middle, and Canada simply picks it up, flips it back into Latvian territory with 10:17 remaining in the third period, as both teams, well, kind of now just winding down the clock by the looks of it. Latvia would like to pressure, but they just do not have the ability to pressure here. They get across the blue line rather niftily, though. Here's a chance to the near side, loading up the shot, blocked pretty easy there by Canada once again. 9:55 to go in this third period of play. Canada down to the far side. They'll pass it now far in to the defensive zone there for Latvia, who see their power play go by the wayside. As this one will be loaded up by the Latvian attack, spin around in their own zone. They're trying to transition out. Canada doing a good job. Cowan's pestering, kind of maybe going to be that next wave of Zach Hyman-esque players in Toronto. As this is a spin move for Cowan. He continues to work around down low behind the net. I've been impressed with him so far, but again, he's a guy that you have to keep your eye on. That one works out of the attacking zone for Canada. Nelson quickly regrouped, and now Canada will just load up the attack one more time. Here coming across the line. Here's the attack as Jaeger will fire the shot off the post, and then the rebound sailed home by Patras as the goalie didn't even move for Latvia. And what a goal there for Canada off the post and right into the back of the net on the rebound for Patras, who will draw the goal for Canada. He's now scored in 2 games. And look at that one, that goes off the post, and then there's 4 Latvian defenders all standing around looking for the puck. And of course Patras is able to find it. Jaeger off the post, and right to the back of the net goes Patras, who just makes no mistakes, sailing in there, flailing at the puck, putting it home. Takes a bad penalty, makes up for it almost immediately. That sigh of relief on the bench will tell you everything you need to know. 9:03 to go here in this third period. The Latvian side wins the face-off back, and we've got inside the last 9 minutes to go here in this third period. 10-0 Canada at this point. The shot fired down. Now back the other way. Here comes Rekov. He'll get across the line and try to initiate contact and get into the corners and win the battle for Canada, as Latvia continues to roll around here, as this will work back the other way. 37 shots for Canada, 10 goals all told tonight, as Matthew Patras scores the second of his tournament. Picked up across the line now. Dume comes in on the attack. He'll fire the shot. What a save there for the goaltender for Latvia. That's an unusual save made by Jaeger. And of course, Nelson draw the assist. So good to see Ty Nelson pick up a much needed assist here in this tournament in place of the injured Molendyk. And friends, it's been a rather quiet day, but Canada has made it 10. And that's about your biggest headline so far today. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. You know what? Hopefully for Canada, everything holds together here and we see what happens. But it's been productive so far. The priority draw for tickets in Ottawa in 2025. That might be something maybe I look at doing. I don't know, go out to Ottawa and visit the World Juniors for a winter. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know if I could afford the time off, but I'm sure we could figure it out, that's for sure. As friends, we'll give you a quick watch time update, and then I'll ask you to hit that subscribe button, and we will pretty much close out this hockey game for Canada today. So here we go, 12,160 times 2.533 divided by 60. How about that? We've hit the 500-hour mark, 513 hours. So just like that, we are crushing along today. Thank you so much for being aboard. Bonks in the standings here. Radek Bonk had 497 points in 969 career NHL games. Of course, best known for that famous mullet. And 8:25 to go here in this third period as we wind down the time on the clock. Canada, Latvia, 10-0 for Canada. They've got a 0 on the board themselves, but they've got a 1 in front of it, which is quite a feat so far today in the normal World Juniors. Now, as this one goes far side, Canada's going to keep getting to the attack here. Beck plays it down low, and the fourth line will probably see a lot of time for Canada here in this third period late on, with just over 400 or just under 480 seconds to go in the third period as Canada keeps it onside. Nope, it is offside, and they're going to blow that play dead almost immediately with 7:50 to go here in the third period. Oliver Bonk, hometown is Ottawa, Ontario. That makes sense. Club team is London of the OHL. First round, 22nd overall by the Philadelphia Flyers by the looks of it. And Richard, time to go do real work now. Well, you're welcome for the stream. Thank you for being aboard for the ride, and see what happens here. 30 points in 28 games played for Bonk in London this year. Past the middle of the ice, cut off there by geez, now I've lost it. But tough chance there in the middle of the ice. Lamoureux's going to pick this one up. It's going to be picked up now by Canada to the near side. Picked down low. Pass comes back up to the point. And Canada's going to fire the shot towards the net. Tipped in front. Another key save there for the Latvian goaltender. He makes quite the one right there. So double digits. Yeah, this has been a pretty big performance so far for Canada. 7 minutes, 12 seconds remain here in this third period. There's really not much left to say in this one. A tough finish up for Latvia now with only 16 shots all game. Rousseau's coming to play today. Of course, Rousseau was expected to have a pretty big performance for Canada today, and that is the case for him. 7:12 to go in this third period, and Patras will take the face-off here for Canada. Latvia comes in to take the draw as well. And the face-off won by Latvia, but Canada right to the attack almost immediately, kept in briefly, but batted down by Latvia and out of the zone. 7:05 to go. We'll have it played with a high stick. We'll have a stoppage in play here, friends, with 7:05 to go in this third period. Again, for those of you that hit the subscribe button, thank you so much. 14,220 subscribers now on the count today. So that is another about 170 all told today. So thank you for that. As 7 minutes to go here in this third period of play, Latvia will fire it down low into the Canadian end. Rousseau will come out and play it to the far side boards. And we're inside the last 7. Here's a good looking opportunity for Latvia. Just directed off the pads of Rousseau in wide. As Latvia will see it poked out of the zone. Dumais trying to get this one down the length of the ice. He can't. And now we've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in this third period. Coming across the line is Latvia. They are cut off. Now on the other side, Canada will pick up and get going to the near side. That's cut down there as well by Latvia. Near side pass over and picked up and played ahead by Canada. Once again, Dumais across the line. It's really just about bleeding clock right now. As much time as you can keep the clock moving, that's going to suit both teams here. As Dumais again bats this one down low. He almost wins the battle but can't quite fully do it. And now back the other way. Patras got this puck. He'll get it over to the defense, who's going to work ahead and play it down low into the Latvian end. With 6 minutes remaining here, it's an icing call against Canada. So Patras, a terrible little play there. And we will have the icing call. And there's strong Canadian contingent in the stands here in Sweden today. I assume that's pretty big contingent wanting to travel finally. And the Canadian uniformed guys in the standings. as this one will be fired towards the net. Latvia buried in front for trying to get a chance on net, but it was a good looking shot towards the net anyway. And now here's the chance for Canada as they will load up the attack one more time here. 5.5 minutes remaining in this third period of play. On all but certain fate for Latvia now. All it remains to be seen, does Russo break the goose egg or not? Again, I'm not too worried about cursing the shutout, because at the end of the day it really doesn't matter at all when it comes down to it here for Canada. Celebrini's taken down. No call up coming against Latvia. Back the other way there across the blue line. They'll open up some space to the far side. There's the shot. What a save from Russo to direct it out of play. And what a diving effort there by Celebrini as well. But it's Connor Geekie with a big goal there. And of course he's celebrating what's been a pretty big performance for Team Canada this afternoon at the 2024 World Junior Championship so far. We'll see if Canada has it in them to keep this going here as we're back to the commercial break, friends. I assume most of you that are tuning in right now have been along for the ride with me a long time, but if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please consider doing that. We're, like I said, closing in on 15,000, less than 780 to go to 15,000 before the end of the year. Wouldn't that be something crazy if we could indeed find a way to hit that? That's for sure. So friends, as far as we go, again, the goal scorers as we know right now: Connor Geekie, Braden Yeager, Owen Allard, Carson Rekoff, Macklin Celebrini, Fraser Minton, Matthew Wood, Connor Geekie a second time, Carson Rekoff a second time, and of course Matthew Patros as well. So Canada's taken the last 2 penalties here, and we'll see what the case is, as Matthew Rousseau is sitting on the 14 shots against right now. And they've got the highlights of the legend of Björsalming. And thank you, Axel. Appreciate that. And the Euro 2024 UEFA Cup is next summer on TSN and CTV. So stay tuned for that as well if you're a TSN subscriber. As this one keeps going down in the near side corner, this is going to be battled off the wall. Picked up there now by Canada. They'll try and make the pass out of the zone. We are inside the last 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this game. So we are inside hustle time here for Latvia if they're going to try and get anything going. Macklin Celebrini plays it to the middle looking for Allard. It's going to be deflected up and out of play, and we will have a stoppage with 5:01 remaining. 300 seconds to tick off the clock here. 3:01 actually. We'll see what that ends up amounting to here for Canada. Up 10-0, 38-17. The shots on goal. Canada's had one of those big performances that they tend to have every once in a while at the World Juniors. And with 5:01 to go in this third period, we'll see what this team can produce for us this afternoon. As the Latvians will draw in for the face-off. Canada gets back to win it, and Beck gets it around, but Latvia actually sees it hop onto their stick. And this one will come back into the middle of the ice. This one poked there by the Canadian defense, and this will work up along the boards. Canada's going to chip this one up off the glass, back into possession for Latvia. 4:40 to go here in this third period of play, and I am so starving for an extra little lunch, I will tell you that much. Done a lot of words today. That's a little bit more words than I'm used to on a Wednesday afternoon. 4.5 minutes to go. Shot fired, save made by Rousseau. Tap back into possession here for Canada, and we have 4.5 remaining as this continues to roll around the Canadian end. And we just wait to see what happens here with the Canadian attack. 4:14 to go, and that will be an icing call with actually 4:16 remaining on the clock here for Canada. With, well, this one coming down to a winding end now. Captain Fraser Minton, of course, got his first goal of the tournament. And, well, let's see what we got going here. It's been a good game so far for Canada. Obviously now this one turned back and picked up the other way, as this will be fired back into the middle, fired down low into the Latvian zone or the middle of the ice there by Canada on a weird backhand sweep. And now we have 4 minutes remaining full told in this hockey game. What has been a dominating start to finish effort for Canada. Didn't look so dominating after 1, but then all of a sudden after 2 and 3, it's definitely picked up, and Canada is now just trying to bleed down the clock, like I said earlier, and just make sure they stay healthy, make sure they maybe get a couple more goals, a couple guys that need some points here. Macklin Celebrini obviously getting some garbage time points, wouldn't hurt the Scouts standings at all. And that's Danielson trying to pick up a puck off of the Latvian defender doesn't work out. Here coming across the line now is Geeky. The shot fired there by Danielson goes off of the pad of the goaltender, and now 3.5 remains for Canada to work with to try and find goal number 11. Back the other way across the line. Here's Geeky. He will work to the middle and spin back to the blue line. Now the shot coming is going to be deflected off of the boards because of the good pressure from the Latvian defense. And now you have 3:05 remaining here in this third period to play as we just bring home what has been a good hockey game all told for Canada. Patros will fire the shot towards the net, but he loses the handle before he fully can. And now he'll be angled along the boards, and this one will continue to bounce up along the boards and to the near side. Boards now picked up by Canada once more. 2:45 remains here in this third period. Latvia just absolutely collapsed in this third period. It looked like it was only going to be a 7-8-0 game, and it somehow ends up being 10-0 for them. Just kind of got tired of what has been a very good, dominating, good Canadian effort throughout the hockey game. Full 60 minutes here for Canada, other than the 5 minutes they took off in the middle of the second period. And now with 2:20 to go, the shot fired down to the Latvian goaltender. Stoppage in play there with 2:19 to go in this one. So we're just about done here with 40 shots for Canada. They've scored on 25% of their shots this hockey game. Not a bad situation at all so far. See what happens here. All right. Let's go here. Shot fired, save made by Rousseau, and we'll have another stoppage in play here in this one as Canada continues to dominate here with 2:10 remaining. Rousseau makes his 18th save of the game. St. Hilaire on the bench there, just looking on from this game. He's obviously looking on the bench to have a good one here. Probably next game out or something. Who knows? I think we actually play Sweden, so I don't think he'll be playing the next game. I think it'll actually be Rousseau again, and then St. Hilaire on the game against Germany. More than likely, shot fired towards the front of the net there by Latvia. They actually got another shot on net here inside the last 2 minutes of the game. They were rolling around the offensive zone, and all of a sudden they got a little swagger with the puck. They're moving it rather quick here. They're zip-zapping around the zone. They're going to look for the shot drifted towards Rousseau. Save made, and then the crash in the net is the Latvian player. And now all of a sudden this is not impressed. In front is, I believe, Ty Nelson, who's very upset with the Latvian attacker going crashing into the crease. But again, what do? That's just kind of the last few seconds. If I can push that puck across the line and not get shut out, I am going to. And that was a good looking attempt there for the Latvian attacker, who was just right in the net. Goes pushing into the crease against Rousseau. Maybe a little bit of help from behind by Nelson. Who knows? Smokey Dan, welcome into the stream. Glad to have you aboard. Another regular viewer here on the channel tuning on in, as we're going to have a $1:46 to go in this third period to wind it down. Friends, we're going to cross 12,750 views on the stream, all told, by the end of the game. So pretty fantastic there right now. As that shot fired up over top of the net, and now we've got 1:40 remaining. Canada's going to get to the offense. Here's Owen Beck trying to battle it out. He can't. And this one's going to battle to the far side boards. $1:30 remain here in the third period. 10-0 for Canada with just over 1:25 remaining. Shot fired in down low to Rousseau, who tips that puck wide of the boards. And this one comes freely for Lamoureux, who will fight to Matachuk. And Matachuk will see it go back to the point. Cut off there by Latvia. They're offside with $1:08 remaining here in the third period. Matachuk goes back D over to Lamoureux. And now the two steady Eddie top pairing defensemen for Canada will be just ready to eat off the clock here against Latvia. Beck comes across the blue line. He'll cut it off again. He'll try and spin it down low. He got the pass to connect to Danielson, who gets it over to Minton. Minton spinning off the check over to the far side. Canada's looking for number 11 to close out this hockey game, but instead it comes out of the zone with 40 seconds remaining here. And I believe Canada, with Bonk firing that puck in, will try and get Celebrini out on the ice one more time. I would assume that would be the play, but instead Danielson's out there with Minton and Geeky right now. Half a minute to play in this third period as Canada loads up the attack one more time across the Latvia blue line, and this will pretty much do it. Latvia fires it down into the Canadian end, and with 17 seconds to go, Canada, well, pretty excited about this finish. against Latvia. A 10-0 effort with 10 seconds to go here. 8-7. Connor Geekie for the hat trick. Deeks to the middle, cut off by Latvia, and that will do it. Canada wins today's game 10-0 over top of Latvia. Wake, welcome into the stream. Canada does the job that gets the job done today. A convincing effort, 10-0 over top of Latvia. Friends, thank you so much for being aboard this afternoon. Do appreciate you coming along for the ride with me. If you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Would love to have you aboard for the Edmonton Oilers content coming out here in the next hour or so. I'm Tyson, Dolynny TV, up on out of here. Thank you again, friends, for being aboard. It's been my pleasure. We will catch you soon. To everybody in the chat, thank you for staying tuned and chatting along with me. I'm up on